Faster and faster. I don't know what we're after, yeah. We keep up with disaster. I'm thinking that they're after me. We keep running faster and faster. I don't know what we're after, yeah. We keep up with disaster. I'm thinking that they're after.
I was once a man, flesh and bone. Now I'm dust in the streets, walking alone. Rain pours down, night's my only friend. I'm a shadow now, but this ain't the end. Fingers on the keys, feel the old chords play. Echoes of my soul in the notes I lay. Guitar in my grip, yeah, it's all I own. Making melodies from dust and stone. I'm dust, yeah, but I'm alive. Building dreams that'll never die. Can't break me, can't hold me down. From the ashes, yeah, I wear my crown. I'm dust, yeah, but I'm alive. Building dreams that'll never die. Can't break me, can't hold me down. From the ashes, yeah, I wear my crown. I'm dust, yeah, but I'm alive. Building dreams that'll never die. Can't break me, can't hold me down. From the ashes, yeah, I wear my crown. City lights fade, but I still see a vision of the man I used to be. In the dark, I find my way to shine. Lost my body, but the soul's still mine. Every chord I strike, every beat I feel turns this dust into something real. These streets, they know my sound by heart. From broken pieces I made my art. I'm dust, yeah, but I'm alive, building dreams that'll never die. Can't break me, can't hold me down. From the ashes, yeah, I wear my crown. I'm dust, yeah, but I'm alive, building dreams that'll never die. Can't break me, can't hold me down. From the ashes, yeah, I wear my crown.
Of DKRTR Street begins now. Every battle, every mistake, every victory, it all led to this moment. The layout is fast, technical, and unforgiving. Precision will decide who rises and who falls. Demonstrating the line, Andres Kleinbergs, holding second place in the championship. This is where legends are made. The final
closer to the way I see you now, and I never wanna see you frown. When I'm asking you to come with me, just to see what we can see. To a loving mind, heart beating 2 at a time. Promise that I'll make you mine. Love you till the end of time, the end of time. The end of time.
Chapter of DKRTR Street begins now. Every battle, every mistake, every victory, it all led to this moment. The layout is fast, technical, and unforgiving. Precision will decide who rises and who falls. Demonstrating the line, Andres Kleinbergs, holding second place in the championship. This is where legends are made. The final chapter of DKR.
I feel it on my skin, dopamine is sinking in your hands. It's saying more than words do. Hips are moving closer to you. Just wanna take this in, close my eyes, live in the moment. Floating feels like falling, I can hear your body calling. All we got here tonight is M-U-S-I-C. Moving under the neon lights, just you and me. If it's only tonight, let's L-O-V-E-D-A-N-C-E. Sweetness in the air, hold me close and take me there. I wanna hear you saying yes. Don't think too much or second guess. Or just wanna take this in, lose myself just for a minute. Floating feels like falling, I can hear your body calling. All we got here tonight is M-U-S-I-C. Moving under the neon lights, just you and me. If it's only tonight, let's L-O-V-E-D-A-N-C-E. L-O-V-E-D-A-N-C-E.
Hello and welcome back to DKRTR Riga Street, the fifth round of the competition, the final of the season. This time coming back to Biķernieki, to the P2A layout this time. Another layout that I've never seen run in real life, but I wouldn't know much. I haven't been to many races in Biķernieki. It's a really interesting and nice layout, going back around from the starting line, going where usually you would see the pit line to be. No, not the pit line, but the viewers, the spectators. Yeah, here. This is like the start-finish line, and this is where you would usually see the spectators.
That's where the... Well, either way.
Yeah.
My name is Red. Joining me is Ed. We're going to be the casters for today. Hello, and how are all of you doing? Let us know how you're doing in the chat. And are you ready for the final and the last round for the 2025 season? We got a bit of a heated battle at the top of the standings right now. In the first place currently is Armāns Vestmanis with 315 points, but in the second place already Andris Kleinbergs, of course, both Racing Team Riga drivers as well, with 303 points. So very close fight between both of them. And of course, Juan Jorge's in third place right now, 263 points, so 64 points. So a bit further behind, but of course. Anything could happen here, you know, if Armāns and Andris, for example, have a pretty bad day today, you know, Juan could find himself at the top here as well. So definitely a lot of changes that we could see here in the last round as well.
Definitely. The top of the grid is actually packed, and you can see that the results of this race can actually decide a lot in where you're going to end up in that top three, in the actual series top three. The points are really close, and Juan indeed is close enough to get up to the first spot. Next after him immediately is Mark O'Rourke with 255 points, so that is what, a 60-point difference as well. So if he has a way better an event, then he might actually take the first spot, and we've already seen him have the perfect event. So it is highly likely that if he brings it back home today and tomorrow, then that he can take the first spot as well. So everything's up in the air.
That is true. And of course, for the top 10 drivers that we have right now, most of them from Latvia. So top 2, of course, RTR drivers from Latvia, but then we have Spanish and Irish driver, 2 more Latvians, another Irish driver. Then we got Canada, Estonia and Ukraine rounding off the top 10 for us right now. But looks like already going into qualifiers with the number 1 qualifier, number 1 in the standings right now, Armāns Vestmanis. Off the line we go, and off to initiation, already hitting the touch and go immediately into the outside zone. Beautiful job by Armāns, right there in the zones already, right off the bat. I mean, beautiful run that we're looking at right now. Let's see, can we see a nice wall tap there? Yes, indeed. And now transitioning over to the big outside line right here. Great job on the touch and go. Now transitioning into the manjis and right up on the wall. Nice job, slowing it down a bit for the end of the track. A bit of a touch and go there as well. And the last zone right now. Great job so far by Armāns Vestmanis on his first run. And over the line he goes. Beautiful way to start off the races here today. So what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, insane. I did see Armāns previously asking in the Discord chat why, like, who decided to put him first. So I guess it was a calculated decision so the judges can get the most insane baseline for this qualification that we could ever get.
Oh yeah.
That was a crazy good run. Excited to see what he's going to bring in his second run. And yeah, sets the bar really high for all the other drivers that are going to be participating today. That is going to be one hell of a race. Really love the angle and the commitment here in the manjis. Now coming into the outer zone. Nice, right on the edge of that yellow inside line. And already off to the second run. Let's see if he can improve it. It was an 82 for the first run, so a pretty good score, but not exactly perfect. A nice flick initiation into the touch and go. Now keeping the angle coming into outer zone 3. Transitioning over into outer zone 3. Nice, good angle. Keeps it in there. No corrections at all. No steering inputs that I can see. And now crossing the inside clip, coming into the manji. Nice. Full fill of the zones. Big, massive angle coming into the last point of the Manji is now hitting the inside clip now. And the last outside zone, let's see if he can ride the wall. Really close, really close. Wow, that was another really good run. Do you think he improved it or not?
That's way too close for me to call. But
Yeah.
I would say great and consistent runs right there from Armand's. A great way to start things off. And yeah, what I really like about this track is the initiation itself, because right there to hit that touch and go, you really have to huck in the car.
Oh yeah.
You have to go super aggressive with that flick on the entry right there, and Armand's nailing that both times, hitting that zone as well. I think that's definitely going to be one of the more difficult ones for our drivers to hit today, but if you nail that, that just sets you up for the rest of the track immediately as well. So
Yeah.
great job by Armand, and yeah, let's wait and see if that's going to be an improvement on that 82. And I would say 82 should be definitely very safe into, well, there we go. Double 82, yeah. I mean, I said consistency before, well, you can't get more consistent than that. I mean, great job. So
Exactly.
definitely going to be seeing him in the top 32, and of course that is exactly what I want to ask all of you as well. So, what do you think? What's going to be the cutoff for the top 32 today?
Ooh, that is going to be really hard to decide. Well, I think watching the second run of the day is going to decide, help us decide for us. Is going to be Fredrik Blokus from Norway from Team Clutch. This already initiating, hitting the touch and go, and then a nice big angle into outer zone 2. Now transitioning over to outer zone 3, right on the line, and maybe a little bit across the line with the rear tire, but that's okay. Continues on. Oh, and that was a little bit off. A little bit of a big angle flick threw him off the track a little bit. Now coming over to the Manji section of the track, now hitting that with some big angle and speed. Ooh, hits the wall and ruins his run. Unfortunately, that's definitely going to be a 0. Yeah, it was nice at the beginning, but unfortunate wall tap at the end.
Yeah, a great start for that one, but in that zone, the zone, if I remember correctly, it doesn't really go all the way up to the wall. So to actually hit the wall, you do have to go too deep into that zone. So still, nice drive by Fredrik on his first run, and definitely you can see that he has it in him to put together a nice and solid run as well, of course. So let's hope we can see a nice and clean run for that second one coming up. So let's see. Yeah, just went too deep. Couldn't save it.
You can see those two white lines, and yeah, that's the buffer basically that you have.
Yeah, so there's the 0, and off for the second run. Let's go. So Fredrik goes off the line and into the first touch and go he goes. Great job on that one. Now for the next outside zone, filling that one beautifully once again. Same start as before, right on the line. Great job by Fredrik. Great consistency, but let's hope he can manage to finish this lap, because that should definitely be a top 32 driver for us right here. Of course, we've seen him there before, so let's see if we can see him there once again. Good job on the touch and go, transitioning into the Manjis onto the outside zone 8. Great job nailing that zone, and now outside zone 8. Yeah, there we go, slowing down for the touch and go. And last outside zone, riding the wall. Great job by Fredrik. A bit too far there, but still a great job finishing that second lap. I think that should be definitely a pretty solid run. I would, if I had to guess, somewhere in the 70s. You know, there were some small errors here and there, but still a great commitment, and you can definitely see him go for as much angle as possible. Like right there, for example, he did wash out a bit, but going into the transitions, he likes aggressive transitions and likes to go to angle very quickly. Yeah, and I like to see that. That's a lot of confidence right there. Very confidence-inspiring driving.
Yeah,
this boom. Yeah, just crashed into the wall, goes right back in there, no wavering whatsoever, just sends it right into the wall once again, and I mean, it definitely worked out. So let's wait and see what the judges are going to be saying about this one.
Yeah, I definitely could see that Fredrik faces his demons head on. The same wall that annihilated him in the first run, he just attacked it the second time around.
Oh yeah,
like nothing ever happened.
That's what you have to do in drifting, you know.
Yeah, and it was also perfect. There was a really good hit on that wall. It looked like it was basically 90 degrees going right up against it. I
feel like that might have been the best part of that second run. So he just completely turned it upside down, but it's a 0. Did he go too off?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, that's going to be a double 0 for Fredrik, so thank you for participating. Unfortunate way to go out on this one, but of course, thank you, and I hope to see more of you in next year as well.
Yeah, that was too bad. I'm really curious what did it, because I particularly didn't see it.
Yeah, I must have skipped it as well, but I think maybe towards the end he had 2 tires off on that one. And it was 2 wheels off. Yep, we just got the confirmation, so unfortunate. But yeah, with this track, the thing is that, well, with our previous Ragana layouts, you know, you had the outside zone and then you had the wall, right?
Yeah.
Here you have more space between the zones and the walls, so you can still manage to get 2 wheels off but finish the run. So let's see if Iskander, up next from Estonia, can manage to do just that and get some points on the board. So off the line we go. First run for Iskander in that garage 55 E36, and a bit of a calmer entry, I would say, compared to the previous ones, but still getting out of the zones. A very good job so far, filling out all the zones. A nice aggressive transition there as well. Beautiful job on outside zone 4, right on the line. All right, transitioning on to that big sweeper right now. And staying towards the outside, yeah, great job by Iskander as well. A bit shallower on the angle right there, but of course that's what you have to do. And then adding all of the angle for those manjis. Good job right there by Iskander. Now slowing down for the last few zones. Ooh, a bit far on the inside clip. Still managed to hit it, but didn't get as far into that one as he could. But great job over the line goes Iskander on that first one. Nice and smooth. So far, very smooth runs that we're seeing right here. And of course this track also a good one for smooth driving, you know.
Yeah.
We have some speed ups, some slowdowns here and there, but it does flow very nice.
Yeah, it does. You can see that Iskander definitely didn't go with the big angle approach that all the other drivers were going for, but he overall made his run really super smooth. And as we all just experienced in practice, it's not the easiest thing to do. You have to really manage your throttle a lot throughout all of the track. And it's not the easiest thing in the world to do it smoothly. I did see a tire across the line there at the last zone. So
we'll see what the judges are going to have to say about that one.
Yeah, and this time also the wall is a bit further out from the zone. So it is actually, I think, possible to get 2 wheels off and not hit the wall.
And there we go. That's going to be a 49 for the first run.
Yeah, let's see how he does in the second run. Definitely needs some improvement to get into that top 32 tomorrow. And he's going with, looks like, what, a handbrake initiation this time. A different approach, now coming into outer zone 2, right on the edge of the track. Now a massive angle for outer zone 3. I don't think I've seen any wheels off, but he still keeps it in it. I feel like he went full lock there and just kept it going. As we see him going for the inside clip, now still smooth and steady. Massive angle now coming into the manjis. Wow, that's insane angle. And now for the inside clip, hits it very well. Now transitioning over to the last wall ride. Not too much angle, but now right on the line, looking very similar to the previous one. Again, a wheel off the line and some massive angle towards the end of it.
Some big line mistakes, I would say, on the manjis.
Might be.
Yes, just wait until... so here as well, of course, adding so much angle. There is a braking zone right there, so I don't think that's going to be a point deduction right there. Very risky from that point, but up here, if I do see that correctly, he does go off the line that the judges want to see just a bit right here. He's a bit shallow on this one, and then the transition is late, and then he goes to a long angle and then slows down again and then transitions early.
You're right.
Next one. So that does throw off the line quite a bit, but still managed to finish the run. And I do think that's going to be some points on the board. Now, is it going to be better than the previous one? It is by quite a bit. 66 points, great improvement by Iskander. So great job on both your runs.
Not too bad, yeah. But as we have seen, about there is where usually the cut-off point is. The drop zone is usually about like high 60s, low 70s. And so this is a nail-biter score. He has to sit through the rest of the qualifying just watching that drop zone go higher and higher.
Exactly, and this is also a very long track. We have 11 zones in this one. So a lot of mistakes that can be made. So definitely have to be careful with those points. Try to getting as many of those as you can. And up next, Arkadiusz from Poland, another E36 driver. So getting up to the line, and let's see what we're going to be getting from the driver in that yellow and red E36 with some neons as well. Nice looking car. So initiating, hitting that touch and go, and a bit of the track there in the outside zone. Now transitioning over right on the edge of the track as well the whole way. Great job so far by Arkadiusz. Not bad at all. Now for the big sweeper, staying towards the outside, a bit less angle. Good job though, hitting that inside clip. Beautiful job on that inside clip. And now for the mangies. There we go. Ooh, that was, I think, right on the line there as well. And a bit over, but that angle and the aggression there at the end of the bungees, I love to see that. Good job on that one. So, last outside zone and over the line we go. Nice aggression towards the end in the mangies.
Crazy stuff.
Nice. That was nice. I like the aggression.
You know what the livery reminds me of? That's RCP vibes. That is lime green at the front and like pinkish at the behind.
I could see it,
Yeah, definitely.
And an E36 as well.
Yeah.
So, great job by Arkadiusz. A few mistakes here and there, but overall I do like the commitment here as well, towards the end.
Oh, it's coming up, it's coming up. There it is.
Oh yeah, let's see. So this transition, great job.
Yeah.
And then this next one as well. Might have drawn out that one a bit too long for that transition timing,
went
but
off.
I mean, great job by Arkadiusz.
He went off there as well at the last zone of the mangies, so let's see if it wasn't 2 wheels off. Maybe looked quite far from the wheel that we've seen.
And also, of course, remember that in that transition you cannot do a backwards, a backheel, right?
Yeah.
There. So, of course, if that was also the case, that would also be, I forgot, was it a huge deduction or a 0? Well, either way, that would definitely not be what the judges want to see. So,
yeah,
let's wait and see for the first run. Of course, don't forget to like all the socials, follow everywhere, subscribe to YouTube as well to get the updates for the next season, and join the Discord, don't forget about that, for the updates for the next season, and maybe some off-season races as well, had some last year.
Yeah.
Nice to see some more street action.
I'll be really sad when the season's over. I definitely hope that there's going to be some in-between season.
There we go, 72 points. Great job from the first run, and off the line we go for the second one.
Yeah, let's see if he can do it even better than this. 72 is already a pretty good score, and a nice flick initiation for the touch and go. Very aggressive, very confident. Now 1 wheel off for outer zone 2, now transitioning over with massive angle into outer zone 3, right on the edge of the track, going into outer zone 4, keeping the same angle all throughout. Now a transition over into outer zone 5. Let's see, coming up to the mangi, inside clip 6, hits it well and perfect. Now the mangi section, big angle approach again. Wow, again, so close to the wall and with so big angle, way better on that last outer zone of the mangies. Nice hit on the inside clip, and let's see the wall ride. Very nice, right on the edge of the track, maybe a millimeter off. I don't know if that would be like an automatic detection, then it would definitely be 1 wheel off, but it was a really nice run.
That entry is exactly what I want to see from all of our drivers today.
Yeah.
Great aggression. He went to angle so quickly on that entry as well. I really like to see that. That was nice.
Yeah, that was crazy good. Definitely took his first run and made it even more aggressive this time. And again, this approach to this, like 90 degrees. Oh, I hope we're going to see a lot of that today. Way better in this zone. You see, didn't go off track at all here.
This does feel like it should be an improvement.
Yeah.
This run looks more aggressive, but at the same time more controlled as well, I would say.
Honestly, maximum points for style.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
Hard parking right there as well. I mean, right as you said that about style, you weren't even looking at the screen, so you didn't even see that he was hard parked when you said it.
Being a BMW driver is a lifestyle, and Arkadiusz is there to prove it, and it's an 83. Another massive improvement, 11-point improvement. That is a lot.
And that puts him at the #1 qualifier right now. So currently 3 drivers with points. We have an 83, an 82, and a 66 currently. So 2 very high scores already. And Iskander right there in that current 3rd place, might be close to that drop-off zone depending on where that ends up being. So yeah.
Well, I did see a proximeter sticker on the door of his car, and I know those guys are pretty crazy. So it was Proximeter Academy, so he might be having some good lessons. Yeah. Let's see what happens next. We're overlooking the track at the moment from bird's eye view, and next is going to be Jānis Reinsons with that insane red, white, and red livery from Latvia, from Team Drift, already on the line. Lights are green and he's ready to go. Let's see, the initiation is going to be a smaller flick initiation, but completely fills the touch and go and into outer zone 2. Very good. Now into outer zone 3 with massive angle, and whoa, one wheel off the track already. Yeah, might be even two, because the outer wheel looked quite deep outside of the lines already, but never mind. Going through the inside clip for the Manji section for outside zones 5, 6, and 7. No, 7, 8, and 9. And whoa, that is definitely two wheels off. That is definitely going to be a zero. Unfortunate for Yanis. Looks like he hasn't been spending too much time in practice, fighting the car even at the end there.
Yeah, but hey, you know, everyone's got to start somewhere, right? So, of course, nice try on that first run. I mean, he did hit that first touch and go as well, so I would say that is definitely one of the more difficult parts for especially the newer drivers to hit. So yeah, you can see that not quite as experienced as some of our other drivers. You can see it by how many corrections he does, you know, so that's a huge difference between the drivers who've spent more time behind the wheel and those who are still starting out. You know, they anticipate what the car is gonna do next, so they don't need to do as many corrections. And here you can see that the problem that ended up happening was on the Manjis. He overcorrected and then overcorrected again, so unfortunately that is gonna end up being a zero on the first one, but still got a second run to go. So let's see if he shook off those nerves, and let's see if he can put together a nice scored run as well. And let's go off the line for Yanis Reinson's second run. Alright, off we go into the initiation. Looks more aggressive on this one, yet again fills out of the touch and go, and good job on the first zone as well. Already looking a bit smoother from what I could see. Oh yeah, definitely not going off track here. Might have just been the nerves on the first one. Bit of a correction, but still stays in the zone. Not bad at all. Now let's see that big sweeper staying towards the outside. And oh, he hits the wall a bit too far on the outside on that one. Still keeps on going. So now for the Manji section. Good job on that transition as well. Hits the zone. Now for outside zones 10, inside clip 11. Oh, inside clip 10, sorry, and outside zone 11, and that is gonna be all she wrote for Yanis' second lap. That is, so yeah, also some errors right there. Better than his first lap. Unfortunate there, touching that wall on the big sweeper right there as well. But that was a way better run overall, way better run. But I think it might still be a zero from those errors that were made right there. So yeah, let's wait and see. So here, super far out. And
it doesn't look like he actually hit the wall.
But to me it seemed like he straightened out his wheels, so that might be the call on that one already. But hey, still nice try by Yanis. Of course, hope to see you more on the upcoming race as well. And I mean, if we're looking at that improvement from first to second run, you know, if you get that improvement every single run, I mean, by the end of the day, I'm expecting you to be James Dean level. So, you know, hope to see more of you on the next one. Thank you for participating, Jan.
Yeah, just let's see you next time. And it was unfortunately a double zero for him this time as well. So yeah,
unfortunate.
Let's see him in the next race. And what do we have next? Next, we're gonna have Maciej Filinski from Poland in an E36 again. They've been putting down some really nice laps today. E36s look super aggressive on this track, while E46s look like they're going with a lot more angle usually. But okay, let's see his first run. The lights are already green. Not greener as his neon green E36. A nice smooth flick initiation, and might be one wheel off already before the inside clip. Now going very well into outer zone 2. Shallower angle approach for outer zone 3, but fills the zone completely, and smooth and steady for outer zone 4. Very nice approach for this. Now transitioning into outer zone 5. Let's see how he does on the inside clip. A little bit of a correction just before it. Now hitting outer zone 6. Now transitioning over to 7. Not as big of an angle approach as the other drivers. Maybe a bit more of a conservative approach, I would say, but still very good, very smooth, and very confident going through the track. Maybe not to 100%, but like 80%.
Getting points on the board, you know, getting the first run out of the way. That should be a pretty decent run. And if I had to guess, this run is somewhere around the cut-off zone-ish type of runs. You know?
Yeah, it might be.
To describe it, but honestly, with how smooth it is, even though it's not the most angle, it might be more points than we are thinking.
Yeah, we'll see. We have no idea actually.
Few corrections here and there, you know, but yeah, this is one of those runs where like you need to have all of the points of view and all the data as well, you know, to truly understand a run like this. But great job on the first one from Maciej.
Yeah, you can definitely see that he knows how to control this car. He is in full control of it. So let's see, maybe he goes balls to the wall in the second run.
Oh yeah, should be points on the board. So you know, gotta go for that #1 qualifier.
Exactly.
So what do you think? What's gonna be the top points today? Oh, speaking of points, 53 already, so let's get back to that a bit later. Time for the second run. Let's see if we can get an improvement, get into those 60s, maybe it's 70s. So off the line we go, a nice aggressive initiation, hits the touch and go, just barely I think. So getting out to that outside zone as well, great job, nice and consistent. A lot of angle going into outside zone 3, slowing it down just a bit. Now for outside zone 4. Right on the line once again. All right, transitioning it outside zone 5, not bad at all. So yeah, very nice and consistent run so far. Once again, shallowing out just a bit on that angle here on the big sweeper, but doing a great job overall. Now to outside zone 9, we got that inside clip. Good job on that one, fills that one out perfectly, I would say. And now for the last outside zone 11, and a nice job by Maciej right there from Poland. So
yeah, good stuff. A bit more aggressive run. A small correction there on the touch and go, but the rest of the track was very smooth. And I think he did approach it with a bit more aggression than his first run.
Yeah.
But still kept the same smoothness about the run overall. Nice transitions, very cool and calculated here. You can see that it's definitely a bit more aggressive, but still it just looks, he makes it look easy, I would say.
And even though he does make that correction there on the big sweeper, you know, you can see it's the same thing as before, right? So he is driving consistently.
Yeah.
So of course he might not be getting that perfect 100-point run, right? But that is still consistent. So that is what I like to see as well.
Let's see how much points does it bring him.
Can he get into those 60s or 70s? Because right now he is right there on the line.
Yeah,
so that's 53. A very risky score to have. Very risky score to have.
53 might not cut it, I think, at least based on how the cutoff zone was the previous races.
Yeah. And this track as well, a lot of outside zones. You know, we have the inside clips here and there, but basically all outside zones on this one. So there we go, 49 points, so a bit lower than the first run. So yeah, thank you Maciej for both of your runs right there. Let's wait and see if that's going to be enough for you to qualify. Definitely going to be a nail biter with that one.
Oh yeah, I guess getting any score is a nail biter. Like, as you know, 11 zones is 111 options, chances to make a mistake. So yeah, it might be that the score is going to be all over the place again. But let's see, next we're going to have Jānis Kloks from Latvia, from Team OLH in his E46, a driver that we've seen in every race this season so far. Let's see how he does on the qualification for the last round of the season, already off the line. And with a flick initiation, nice fill of the touch and go, very smooth, coming into outer zone 2, right on the line there. Now transitioning into outer zone 3, a little bit of a weird transition, doesn't hit outer zone 3 at all, but does fill outer zone 4 like halfway through, now transitioning over into outer zone 5. Let's see the tire wall coming up to the inside clip. That was a nice hit on the inside clip. Coming into the Manji zone in outer zone 7, now 8. I really like the angle, and 9 barely hits it, but no, going over the inside clip number 10. Now on the wall ride. Nice fill of the zone. It looks like he's not exactly on that line, on that deeper inner line of the track, but definitely a solid run. Some points on the board. No zeros here. Let's see what it is.
Yeah. So definitely some improvements to be made, but a first run is a first run. A few of those zones that he has to go a bit deeper, or well, just hit the zone in general. You know, a few of those improvements, and looking like he could put together a solid run here as well.
Yeah, we've seen him in the top 32 already in previous races, so he's definitely already proven that he can drive at that level. Let's just see if he can find the confidence and the right line to actually get there this time as well.
Yeah, this track definitely one that is a lot about commitment right off the bat with that entry.
Yeah.
And that is going to be right in the middle of 50 on the first run. And off the line we go for the second run. So looking for an improvement here on this one. An aggressive initiation, misses that touch and go on this one, but now going out to the outside zone. Great job right there on the line, transitioning now into outside zone 3. And a lot of angle, and that is a big error right there. Gonna miss outside zone 4 completely. Now transitioning into 5, hits the zone right there, but a bit of a late transition on that one. Very far to the outside, gets the inside clip as well now for the Manjis. Now on the Manji section, last lap was pretty good for him. Let's see, looks like, yeah, same thing here as well, and goes deeper into outside zone 9, gets the inside clip 10 as well, and now for the last outside zone 11, and over the line we go. So yeah, towards the Manjis and the end of the track, I think his line was a bit better overall. He did make some improvements in terms of that, but here at the start, again, he did a bit worse in terms of the line, I would say. So some trade-offs here and there, you know?
Yeah, this outer zone 4, unfortunately, way too much angle to hit outer zone 3 and completely missed 4. That is a massive, huge mistake. I definitely made the same mistakes in my practice runs as well. It's just, sometimes it is what it is. You try to hit one zone and you completely forget about what you have to do for the next zone. You just over focus on one and then don't hit it. I think it must have been the case because in the first run he didn't hit the zone number 3. Now he was just hyper focused on zone 3 and completely forgot about zone 4 that comes right after it.
That's going to be a 0. So
yeah,
50 points for Jānis of his first run. Another close one. I'm gonna have to stick around and see if you manage to qualify.
Yeah,
let's hello to Mark in chat. How you doing?
What's up, Mark?
Ready for another great round?
Yeah, you can pull off a flawless event and you might take top 1 overall, I think. What do you think, Mark? Are you ready for it?
Currently 4th in the standings.
So
you know, you need Armand, Andres and Juan to have a very unlucky weekend. But you know, anything's possible, right?
Yeah, if you're 60 points away from actual top 1 on the overall leaderboard, then it is reachable, you know. That can definitely make you focus a bit more.
Only issue for him, Armand's Westmanis, our number 1 points leader right now, already has pretty much qualified.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
He is guaranteed to get some points.
And he has shown insane consistency, putting down 82 points twice in a row. So I don't think he even cares who's going to go up against him tomorrow in the tandems. He's just ready to fight anyone basically on this track for the number 1 spot.
When there we go, Mark is promising backies if it's going to be a good first run. Yes, that is what I want to see.
Nice, okay. I'll keep you to your word. I definitely want to see as well. This track basically feels like it's made for the backies, as we've already seen the first group of drivers do. Just some massive angle into the Manjis, and the inside clip just comes right after it. It's just screaming for it.
Okay, yeah, you have to. The second run with the backies has to be a 60-minute.
Yeah, definitely. Judges, have mercy.
So the first one, Mark, you know, just go out, lay down a quick, like a 92-point run, you know, nothing too special, you know, just a nice chill lap. And then for the second one, you know, have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we want to see today.
Yeah.
Is that all for Group A, it looks like?
I think it is.
Yeah, we probably have Group B already being called.
Oh, wait, there's somebody out on the track. Is that already the next group drivers? Well, let me check the Discord.
Yeah, probably, because they are already driving, so I don't assume that any one of this group would be just driving.
Group B is in.
Okay, I see. Good to know.
And with that, maybe you want to go over to practice as well?
Well, I'm definitely going to start starting up my rig, because I am driving as the first in Group C, and that's I just need to just refresh my arms. We've already been practicing this morning. Yeah. How's our casters today? We're great. How are you?
Oh yeah, sleep deprived but ready for a great day.
Amen, brother.
Lucas can't join the server. Ooh.
Did you enter the password that's provided in Discord?
Yeah. Double check that you have the correct password.
Yeah. If you're clicking the content manager link, it should pre-fill that password for you already.
Also, don't forget to be on the correct Steam account as well.
CSP issue. Which version are you using? Join. Okay.
All right, there we go. Good. All right, there we go. I got the big seat now. Oh, there we go. Now I'm in the comfy seat for a while. So yeah, looks like we got our drivers of Group B in the server practicing already, and almost seeing a backy right there from that E46. Yeah. So, chat, I'm gonna have to move you around just a bit so that I can get my brother his setup as well. Yep. We both got some practice in, Mark, so not as much practice as I, of course, would have liked, but I mean, I'm liking this track. It's going pretty well, I would say. It's going pretty well. I think if I get a good run together, I might be able to qualify. I think that goes the same for my brother as well. And let me give my brother his gloves real quick. Right, so let me move this around just a bit so I see the chat properly as well. Alright, there we go. So yeah, great track this one, great track. Oh, we were practicing. Oh. Hey, I mean, look, I'm still gonna be driving later on, you know, I'm in one of the last groups, so well, actually, no, I think I don't want to change my setup since I've been driving on it today, but in general, would be more than happy to try out your setup. So, you ready? Yeah? Yeah. Alright, let me get my brother into Assetto. And the dog now wants attention. Right as he gets into the sim rig, the dog is starting to... Oh, what was the word in English? Yeah, she's whining now. Ooh, a nice question in the chat as well. So, which driver do you prefer to be in your group? Towards the middle, first, last? Yeah, looking for attention. Exactly. That's what the dog is doing. But yeah, where do you prefer to be in your groups? And do you actually care where you are in your group? For me personally, I think so far in the few races that I have participated in, I have been towards the end of the group, and it is a bit nerve-wracking to sit on the server the whole time. So, you know, now that I'm gonna be one of the first ones, I think I'm second or third in my group. I'll get to see what that is like as well. Oh, and there we go, from Jetta in chat as well. So yeah, for our drivers and, well, for anyone who's been driving the tracks this year, feel free to vote for which one is your favorite, which layout, which track. We got that in the text channel in the Discord, so let us know your vote, let us know what you think. For me personally, if I had to choose, I mean, I'm really enjoying this track, but I did like the pizza cutter as well, you know? Or not the pizza cutter, the pizza? Basically that round right there, yeah. First comp and you're in Group F, yeah. I mean, see, there's two ways to look at that, right? If you're in a later group, right? On one hand, oh, well, okay. About that a bit later. Right now, Danielis is on the line from Lithuania, starting off Group B right here, Perkūnas Motorsport with the orange E46. And let's go off the line, we go for the first run. And let's see how we can start off this next group. So another driver we have seen before, and oh, a bit of a a choppier entry right there, but does fill out the next zone, so transitioning out into outside zone 3, keeping it nice and smooth now. Good job on the outside zone 3, filling that one out nicely. Fourth one as well, transitioning over to that big sweeper, and right on the edge of the track. Great job so far by Daniels, putting the car where it has to be. Ooh, a bit too deep on that touch and go, and now just a bit too shallow on the outside zone, starting off the Manji. Big angle now going into those last few flicks of the Manji, and now into outside zone 11. Going into that zone. Great job, shallowing out just a bit, but still over the line goes Daniels for his first run, so good job on that one. Some improvements could be made here at the start. We did see that handbrake pull, maybe the initiation didn't quite go as he wanted it to go, so yeah. Some improvements definitely could be made on that one, but still, good job on that first run. How is this track called and where you can download it? You can find it in the Discord server. You can find the Discord invite link in the description. You can join the server, you can download the map, download the cars, you can join in the multiplayer servers as well if you want to hop in there or participate on the next ones. Armans did your best to set the bar. I mean, that was some great runs there, man. That was good stuff. So let's see what we have for Daniels on the first run. Okay, judges are still thinking, alright. So yeah, and Daniels also here, staying a bit further back now, waiting for the judges to make their decision, you know, so that he can drive up the starting line when he is properly ready for that second run. Not a lot of drivers doing this, but is also a pretty good strategy. If you want to make sure that you're in the right headspace, and well, that's going to be a 49 on the first run, so the right headspace is what he needs for that second run. Definitely going to need an improvement on that one. I don't think our drop zone is going to be going that low. There we go, going up to the starting line for that second run, warming up the tires a bit more. All right, can Daniels find that improvement in the second run? And off we go. So first of all, that initiation, can we be a bit smoother on this one? And once again, not a flick, so a straight approach for that initiation right there, straight line approach, but still filling out the rest of the zones so far on this one. Yet another smooth run, could be a bit deeper there on outside zone 3, but now transitioning on to the big sweeper. Now for the inside clip, he was a bit too deep on the last one and just right on this one right here. Now for the Manjis, oh, a lot of angle, and still managed to hit the next zone as well. Great job by Daniels on that one, hits the touch and go as well. Now transitioning on to the last outside zone with that purple neon under the car, and good job over the line. And yeah, I think that's gonna be counted as a safe finish. I do hope so. Remember, drivers, if you cross the finish line, you have to make sure that you finish your run safely. Otherwise, it can be an incomplete. Of course, we love to see 360s. Please do them. I love to see them. But make sure you get your points on the board as well. So yeah, on this second run, I mean, it did look, I would say, a bit better in some spots, but yeah, this is another one of those where it's like some spots are a bit better, in a few other spots not as good as the first run. So I do think it's going to be a bit of a higher scoring run, but I don't think it's going to be that much higher. There we go, got some drivers in the chat as well, wishing each other good luck. Would be nice to see Mark up against Armans on this one as well. And there we go, that's going to be a 59, so a nice improvement, 10-point improvement on that second run. Not bad at all, not bad at all for Daniels from Lithuania. Alright, so we're going to have our next driver coming up to the line. Hey, Mark, that would be great to see in a finals, don't you think? Now, in top 32 or top 16, yeah, that early, you know? Yeah. See, now we're on the same boat, on the same page. And Oh, next driver off the line already, Łukasz from Poland, Team Hockey right there, initiating into the touch and go, and oh, a lot of angle, and unfortunately that is gonna be a 0 on that first run. Aggressive initiation, but unfortunately went a bit too ham on that angle, and so he had to back out of it, but still gotta finish the rest of the lap, you know, gotta get that seat time in, gotta shake off those nerves for the second run. Yeah, a bit shaky on this one, looking a bit laggy as well. I wonder if that's the connection, or I wonder if there's some technical issues maybe going on for Łukasz. I hope it's not any technical issues, but yeah, good initiation, but yeah, as we can see, just went to too much angle. Could have been some lag or something as well, you know. Of course, I hope that is not the case, but yeah, it doesn't seem smooth. Yeah, he does seem laggy. I do think that we have a few people who know him, assuming that is the case with all those messages we're getting in the chat. So yeah, let me know. Does he have like some lagging issues or something like that? He is driving from Poland, right? So it shouldn't really be too hard to get a good connection. Either way, up to the line for the second run right now. First one, very unfortunate start, but now on the second one, has to put it all on the line. And off the line we go, all right. Now time for the second one. He lives in UK. Well, either way, initiation and off the line we go. And oh, very deep, and this time a bit too deep on the initiation. Unfortunate for Łukasz. That's going to be a double 0. You hate to see that, but of course, thank you for participating. That's a rough one. I mean, I don't even really know what to say. I'm sorry to see that, man, but I hope to see you in the next rounds, you know. Hope to see you participate in some more of our upcoming tourneys as well. Hopefully off-season street races, please. If our people from RTR are listening, you know. Either way, got more drivers coming up. Let's see, do we have maybe some info about our drivers right here? Unfortunately, don't have any info. Up next is going to be Rainer Vasiljev from Estonia, driving an E36, but that info that I talked about, remember, in the Discord, there is a Google Doc where you can submit some info about yourself. Give us some more stuff to talk about while you drive. Right now, though, Rainer off the line we go with that E36, initiating into the first touch and go, hits the touch and go. Now for the outside zone, right on the line, beautiful and smooth. He goes into the first 3 outside zones. So far, a very nice run from Rainer. Very, very nice and smooth. Not seeing a lot of weight, never mind. Very quick transition and an aggressive transition on that one as well. I spoke a bit too soon. I was gonna say cool, calm and collected, but throwing some aggression in there as well, and a nice snappy transition. A lot of angle now going into outside zone 9. Beautiful, beautiful run so far. A bit further on that touch and go, but now finishing the run into the outside zone 11. Oh, some wavering, and ooh, did Rainer get across the finish line? That might have been a bit close there towards the end. It was such a good run as well. I really do hope that that ends up being scored, because that was a great job from the first run. So yeah, we could see at the start getting some corrections here and there, but overall a very smooth start. And then from this point on, seeing some more aggression. Look at that. Flick that transition right there. Not bad at all from Rainer. And yeah, here as well for the Manjis, getting a lot of angle on this one and on this next transition as well. Beautiful, beautiful job for those. So yeah, let's see what happened there at the end. We saw some wavering, we saw some corrections. So what ended up happening here? Oh, if I'm seeing that correctly, there might have been a bit too much left foot brake. Could be the case. Well, either way, judges are deciding when they're going to be scoring this run right now. So yeah, at the start was looking very, very nice and smooth, but then towards the end, well, at the start a few corrections, at the end a few corrections. I would say middle of the run was very nice and smooth. So definitely has some parts that he could improve on his second run. Now, that middle part of the track, that was great. I would say, you know, don't change nothing much there, just try to be a bit smoother. And 15.9 for the first run and off the line for the second run. So let's see if we can get some more smoothness off the line. We go, going deep into that touch and go, and a bit shallower now into the zones, but still keeping it nice and smooth, and ooh, a bit choppy. And
yeah, cutting the angle now to stay into the zones and keep the line going. So a bit of a correction there from Reiner on the second run already, but now adding in more angle for the big sweeper. Now for the Manjis, right on the outside of the track. On both of those transitions, let's see that third one as well. Tire on the edge of the track, hits the touch and go, and now transitions on to outside zone 11. And what a run on that second one. Yeah, unfortunately the start making some errors there, but managed to finish out that lap pretty well. Oh, Lucas forgot to change CSP settings. Oh no. Oh, that's unfortunate. You hate to hear that. So yeah, there we go. For our other drivers right there, make sure you have the right settings, make sure you have the right camera setup for yourself, you know. Gotta do that before practice. Yeah, exactly. See, might not have ended up how you wanted it to, but you did end up at least running and trying to compete, you know. Oh yeah, the stress when competing. Trust me, I get you. You know, I myself don't have too much experience in competitions, and the stress definitely does get you. Driver's excuses? Yes, exactly. And I'm gonna be making all of the excuses, okay? I also got sleep deprivation, alright? I got all of the excuses today. And there we go, that's gonna be a 46 for that second run. So yeah, there we go, thank you. Thank you for participating in the qualifying so far. Gonna be difficult to make it to the top 32 for those scores, but yeah, so far we have 7 drivers with scores. 7 drivers? Yeah, I guess that's gonna be 7 drivers currently with scores ranging from 83 to 50. So big gaps in between. Not seeing anyone score into the 70s so far, only 160s run, so definitely going to be seeing more of those coming up soon as well. But right now, Markus Mills, a Latvian driver off the line, he goes in that white, orange and red E36. Big aggressive flick onto the touch and go. Great job at the start of the lap and staying on the outside zone as well on the first few zones. And a lot of angle added towards outside zone 3, slowing it down the car just a bit. Remember, there is a decel zone right there on that one, but now speeding up once again for the big sweeper, staying nice and wide on the outside, then cutting in for that inside clip. Good job on the transition so far as well, and a lot of angle for that Manji now into outside zone 9, slowing it down just a bit more for that inside clip 10, and now to finish off the lap with the wall ride. Great job by Markus on the first run, very smooth, very well done, filling out all the zones. And look at that aggressive entry. See, this is what I like to see, a nice flick for that entry, getting the car right out into that touch and go. You got a 6-year-old sitting next to you to cheer you up. You got your own cheer squad even. Oh, that's sick, that's sick. 0 practice yesterday. Oh yeah. Well, sometimes life does get in the way. Unfortunate that, you know, can't always manage to get those hundreds of hours into the lab, but you know, gotta work with what you got, right? So right now, I mean, Markus Mills right here definitely doing just that. I would say a great run right off the bat. I do believe that's going to be at least in the 70s. Yep, 79, almost in the 80s. And now let's see if he can better that and get into the 80s as well. As off the line, he goes for his second run. Currently ranked 3rd in the qualifying, and a nice aggressive entry once again, but going a bit too far on the outside zone 2 right there. 1, maybe 2 wheels off, but then right back into the zones. He goes right on the edge of the track yet again, trying to go a bit further, trying to get more towards the edge of the track, but overshoot it just a bit on this second run right here. But still, great job by Markus, very consistent, very smooth, and a nice aggressive transition. Yes, nice, good angle. Great job on this one, but oh, he loops it. Adds a bit too much angle there, going into the inside clip, and ends up looping it at the end of the second run. So that's going to be a 0 for the second run, but still that first run 79. I would say that's going to be pretty comfy into the top 32. Let's see. So Right now we have 3 more drivers left for Group B. That's gonna be up next, Andre Henriquez. I'm sorry for the name butchering. I'm gonna use one of my excuses, you know, a bit sleep deprived, so apologies if I butcher your names. I'm doing my best, so yeah. Unfortunately, 0 on the second run, but I mean, that first run already with that 79 setting up Marcus very well for getting into the top 32. Currently placed 3rd. And finally getting us a score in the 70s as well. So there we go. And up next, another E46. Andre Henriquez from Portugal, Drift Unity team is who he is representing. I like that livery, nice colors. And alright, let's go for the first run right now in that E46. A flick entry, but ooh, misses the touch and go at the start of the lap. Has to do a bit of a dab of the handbrake to get the car out into the zones. Yeah, he looks very gripped up, having a lot of trouble getting to the outside of the zones. The car not really sliding as much as for some of the other drivers that we've seen so far today. So I would say some differences in the setup for this one. The car driving very, very different from a lot of our other drivers, but there we go, getting more comfortable behind the wheel, and yeah, getting the zones better and better towards the end of the run right there. So yeah, a bit of a shaky start, but managing to hit the zones towards the end. Maybe some nerves from Andre on the first run, maybe had to get those out of the way as well. Still, I do think this should be a scored run, but fair few corrections at the start. Had to do a few handbrake pulls, not quite the line that we would want to see. So yeah, let's hope we can see a nice improvement from Andre on the second one. Glad to hear that, Lucas, glad to hear that. There we go. Yeah, as we can see, I mean, look at that. Towards the end of the lap, he definitely pulled it together. Yeah, at the start, did seem like, to me, it almost looked like the car was a bit low on power, but I mean, we all know that, you know, all cars have the same power here, so that's why I was a bit confused towards the start of the first run, to be honest. But that's going to be a 39 on the board, so looking for an improvement on the second run. Light goes green, and off the line goes Andre for the second run. All right, let's see what we can do for the entry on this one. And there we go, nice and aggressive, gets out to the touch and go, and there it is, carrying some more speed, showing some more smoke, and staying towards the outside of the track. This second lap already looking way better, but he does make contact with the tire wall and unfortunately straightens out. That's going to be a 0 on the second run for Andre. Unfortunate, but I had a great start for this one. Definitely tried to go more aggressive on that second run. Unfortunate that it didn't pan out on this one, but could see that he had it in him for a higher scored run. So yeah, thank you, Andre, for participating, and hope to see more of you on the next one as well. There we go. That's going to be a 31 though, so hey, you know, there's still a chance. There's still a chance you could make it through to the top 32. Anything could happen. It is a very long track, you know, so of course for Andre, unfortunately, the mess up happened here at the start, right? But we did have laps like Marcus Mills' second one, you know, where towards the very end, he also managed to spin out. So on this one, I would say a smooth track, so it's not that easy to mess up towards the end of the lap. I would say it's easier to keep at least some points going towards the end of the run, but still with such a long lap, you know, there's a lot that can happen. And let's hope it's gonna go well for Daniels Dolganovs, another Latvian driver. E36, off the line we go, white and blue. Let's see what we have on this one. And ooh, a bit more of a straight line approach. Not seeing a lot of tire smoke, but we are getting out to that outside zone 2, now into outside zone 3. Good job so far. A lot of angle added right there, slowing down a lot. But that's what that zone is for. And a nice transition now into that big sweeper. Very far to the outside. Ooh. He was flirting with that tire wall right there. But now let's see what is going to be happening here with this next wall. A bit shallower than some of our other drivers today, but still managing to get into the zones. Now to finish off this lap, it's going to be the outside zone 11. great job. A bit shallow towards the end of that zone. So yeah, this first run leaving some more room for improvement here, starting off with the entry already. Now here for the next few zones, filling out those zones nicely, but still seeing, well, okay, this right here, this angle, slowing down with that much angle, that is something very nice that I like to see, and what I think the judges also want to see, by the way, where you use more angle to slow down. So that part of the track by Daniels, I would say very good. But here on these manjis, not getting as far into the zones as some of the other drivers. So yeah, let's see what it's gonna be for the first run right now. E-brake got stuck. Oh, technical difficulties. Yeah, unfortunate. Still, thank you for participating. So yeah, judges are still deliberating what to give Daniels for the first run. That one, that's a difficult one. You know, I don't think I would really want to guess that one, but don't have to. We have our result right there. 54 points puts him in the 7th place right now. So looking for those 60 and 70 point runs up next on this second run. And let's see another straight line entry, and oh, very far, shallows out, and that does look like it's gonna be a 0 there off the start from Daniels. Yeah, off the line he goes, can't hit outside zone 3, but does get back into outside zone 4. So let's see what he got for this second run. You know, maybe still managed to keep it together, but that's gonna be a straight, and unfortunate, but a 0 for the second run. You have to pull and push it. Oh, so it doesn't go back on its own. Oh, I have never had that before. That sounds like that would be way too tricky to drive with. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a few laps today where I had to where I tried to drive with no force feedback, and I'll be honest, I don't know how anyone can do it. I forgot who it was, but we had one driver on the last round that did a lap with no force feedback, and props. I mean, yeah. Doing stuff like that and, you know, actually putting together good runs, I don't understand how people can do it. For me, like, it has to be the same exact setup, you know. Everything has to be the same. Like, even though now I'm driving on my brother's setup, you know, it still has to be the same thing over and over again, or else I would be way too thrown off by something like that. Oh yeah, definitely. There's always next year, right? But right now, though, Jofre Marti from Spain, ATDT team, off the line he goes already in that E36, a nice aggressive flick, a lot of angle to start things off, and still managed to hit that outside zone. A great start of this run right here. Beautiful job by Jofre, not getting quite into that zone at the start, but still managed to fill out outside zones 3 and 4 as well. Now for that big sweeper, seeing a lot of angle and a lot of aggression right now. Going through that inside clip. Now it's time for the manji. So much angle. So much angle. It just looks like he's going lock to lock. Few wheels off, maybe one, maybe it was 2 wheels off right there though, going into the outside zone 9. So that is going to be a deduction for that one. But over the finish line we go with this one. Very aggressive run. Very nice. I like to see that. Good aggression, a lot of angle, aggressive transitions. Very confident driving from Jeffrey right here. Good job on this first run. Of course, leaving a bit of room for improvements here and there as well, you know. Had a few errors, but overall, I would say a nice job. Now, of course, the biggest error he had was right here. Went just a bit too far, but other than that, I mean, a great run. And to start things off with such an aggressive run, if this is a decent point run, no, it's gonna be a 0. It was 2 wheels off. Oh, I thought I saw it wrong, but unfortunate 0 on the first run. Let's hope for some points on the second one. We know that he can pull it together, so let's hope he managed to do it right here. And more of a conservative entry. And he misses the first touch and go, but gets out into the outside zone immediately afterwards and misses outside zone 3, just a bit too shallow. Now makes it out into outside zone 4. Can we make it out of the outside zone 5 as well? Yes, he can. Nice job on that one. A nice outside line. Good job on the touch and go. Now for the manjis. Once again, a lot of angle. Big aggressive transition into those manjis right there. Slowing down a bit for the inside clip 10. And now outside zone 11 for the second run. Great angle there. Shallowing out just a bit towards the end. But that is going to be the second run for Geoffrey right here. So yeah, messed up the start. Didn't quite get the initiation how he wanted. But still managed to hit the next zone afterwards. But doesn't seem like it put him into the right trajectory for outside zone 3, so unfortunately missing a few zones here and there. Are going to be some big deductions, but overall getting points on the board. I mean, we saw that first run, right? That first run definitely looked like a driver that can score high, but still zeroed out on the first one and on the second one as well. Unfortunate mess ups towards the start. So what I said before, very long track, it is very easy to mess up, even if you are also a good, more experienced driver as well. So yeah, not scoring probably as high as he would want, but before that we have to actually see what he is going to be scoring. So there we go, that's going to be 61 on the second run. So yeah, that's going to be close on that top 32. That's going to be a close one. And there we go. Not bad at all. And that's going to be all for our Group B drivers right now. So going to be Group C coming up next. There we go, 11 drivers with points right now, ranging from 83 to 39 points currently. A very wide range. 2 drivers in the 80s, 1 driver in the 70s, but that one also, Marcus, almost in the 80s as well. So, let me get my brother into the server once it shows up. Okay, it's not there yet. And there it is, alright. Second. Right, there we go. Now let me get the stream back up as well. Alright, and I'm back. So yeah, looking at the scores right now. So yeah, 1 driver in the 70s, 2 drivers in the 60s, and then we have a bunch of drivers right now in the 50s. So seeing a lot of scores in those in the 50 range. Honestly, so far a bit lower than what I would have expected. I would have expected more scores in the 65 range, I would say. I think the cutoff is going to be around that 65 point range, you know. So yeah, we got some more people in the chat. What do you think? Where is the cutoff going to be for this one? A nice smooth track, but a very long track, so easy to lose points if you just mess up in a few spots. There we go, we can see our drivers are in the server already, and that right there is Ed crossing the finish line right now. Just saw him from both first person and third person view. So yeah, got our drivers in the server right now. First up for Group C is gonna be Edward Redmans. It's gonna be Ed, our first driver. Let me put the mouse over the chat real quick, so you see it. Ed, let me put mouse over the chat so you see it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure he doesn't miss the chat. So anyways, yeah, he's going to be the first driver in Group C. Unfortunately, so far this season hasn't managed to qualify. Did get some laps in today, did get a few hours of practice in yesterday as well, from what he told me. So hoping to see a few solid laps from him. Hoping to see him finally qualify. Of course, I want to qualify myself as well, you know, so always what matters most, for me at least, qualifying higher than my brother, right? If he makes it into the top 32, I mean, I have to make it into the top 32, so of course I'm rooting for him, you know, hoping for the best. You hope for 65 since you have 66. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it could be around there. I think it's gonna be somewhere around. But yeah, having scores in those 60s so early on, it's yeah, a bit clenching, let's put it that way. But there we go. Got some good luck Eds in the chat as well, by the way.
Thank you.
There you go, he said thanks. I don't know if you could hear it, but yeah. And there we go. So yeah, still practicing getting those last laps in before the start. Who else is in that group? Let me check real quick. Oh, it's gonna be Ed. And then after Ed, it's gonna be Ed Edwards. So from the first two drivers combined, we have 3 Eds. It's gonna be Ed, followed by Ed Edwards. Alright, that's a good 1-2 right there. Then after that, it's gonna be Daniel Kvasha, Benas Jonutis, Bartosz Gorgon, Michael Pizzera, Louis Trevino, and Ivis Bambans. So those are gonna be our Group C drivers. And how many drivers overall? Yeah, let me see. So in the list right now we have 47 for this round. Wait, is that all of them? Yes, that is now 47 currently that I'm seeing. So yeah, got a decent bunch. Got a good amount of people in here. So let me get some water real quick. Been talking a lot non-stop. Yeah, you really get to understand how nice it is to have another person casting with you once you have to go solo and you just have to yap on and on and on. There we go. So yeah, it looks like all the drivers following a nice and smooth one behind the other. None of them trying to do any chases. Everybody concentrated on those lead runs. And seeing some smooth runs here as well. Hoping to see some more good runs coming up. There we go. There we go. So yeah, after this, of course, once Ed finishes his runs, he's also going to be joining back once again to cast. Then it's going to be, as Ed said before, both of us casting until I have to drive. But speaking of driving, Ed is up on the line. Looks like he's ready to go up first in Group C, lining up and trying to qualify. Finally get into that top 32 off the line we go. There we go. In that gray and red E46. Aggressive entry, hits the touch and go, good job at the start. Hits the outside zone 2 as well, not bad at all. Transitioning now into outside zone 3, nice and smooth. Oh, but gets out of the zone just a bit too early. Filling out outside zone 4 nicely though, now on to the outside zone 5. Good job on the edge of the track and a bit deeper in towards the middle of the track on this one, but still managed to hit the touch and go very nicely. And now for the Manjis, great job filling out the zones very nicely and right on the line into the inside clip 10. And now for the last transition into outside zone 11. So far, great job, and there we go towards the middle of the zone. And good job from Ed on that first lap. Not bad at all, not bad at all. Good first run. And what is that on top of the car though, right? I think that's some grass textures or something he drew over the drove over the grass. So those are now stuck on there. But yeah, I mean, great job on the first run. Really like to see that. Yeah, good job on that one. If I had to guess, I would say that's in the 60s, maybe in the 70s even. I mean, there was some aggressive transitions as well. I would say we've seen mostly the aggressive driving from E36s so far, and those transitions were looking just as aggressive as the other E36 transitions as well. So still waiting for that first judged score. And there we go, that's going to be a 63, so Not bad, placing him 5th right now. Let's see if we can get an improvement on that first run, though. Off the line we go again. And now for the second run, nice and aggressive initiation once again. A bit shallower on that touch and go, but still stays right on the edge of the track, all the way in outside zone 2 and now outside zone 3 as well. A lot of angle on this one, so had to scrub the line just a bit, but managed to make it back out into outside zone 4. Now for outside zone 5, great job as well. Now for the big sweeper. Nice and smooth. Good driving by Ed on this one so far. Now for the Manjis, and oh, a lot of angle added. That angle always looks like they're gonna spin with how much angle they end up adding, but still keeping it together. Now in the last outside zone 11, oh, a bit far out, and there we go, over the line we go. So there is gonna be some point deduction right there at the end. Might even be 2 wheels off. I didn't quite get to see that, but still another great run as well. A lot of angle, a lot of commitment, and great runs overall from Ed. And dare I say, the best runs we've seen from him this whole season. At least I do think so. Some good runs right there. Not too sure if that's going to be an improvement. There were some errors there, but yeah, I mean, let's wait and see. Yeah, there I thought he parked it on that transition. Yeah, a bit too far there, but hey, overall, not bad. Smooth. And there we go, that's going to be a 66, a bit of an improvement on the second run. So yeah, placing him 4th right now. He's going to be right above Iskander currently. And there we go. Not bad at all, So yeah, up next, our next driver is going to be Ed Edwards, of course. Ed followed by Ed. Only thing, exactly, that's what I was gonna say. Only thing we're missing now is Eddie. We got Ed and we got Ed. Speaking of Ed, off the line he goes in that E36, back into that older chassis as well right now. Let's see if he can get a nice run put together here as well. Gets that touch and go right off the bat, and now into outside zones 2 and outside zone 3 as well. Good job filling out the zones. A lot of angle now here in outside zone 3, slowing down the car a bit, and nice job there on the very edge of the zones. Great job by Ed Edwards so far on this lap as well, hitting the touch and go as well. Maybe just a hair too deep on that one, but still does not phase him whatsoever. Great textbook run. I mean, what else can you say? This is an amazing one right now. Yeah, I think this is going to be a top 3 contender right here for the current qualifying scores that we have right now. That was a great first run by Ed Edwards right now. And there we go. And let me scoot over real quick. Oh, so
Time flies when you're having fun.
good job.
Yeah, I was going for a 69. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it.
Yeah, you turned one of those 6s.
Yeah.
Turned a 9 upside down.
Yeah, I wall tapped it and it fell over.
Yeah, look, a 66 is also a thing, but anyways, Ed Edwards, first run.
Yeah, I didn't see much of it.
Solid, but it is a 79, so there we go. Yeah, places him now currently in the 3rd spot. So let's see if he can improve that and get himself into those 80s as well. Off the line he goes for the second run right now. Very aggressive, a lot of angle right off the bat into the touch and go, and right on the edge yet again. Gonna be a close one trying to improve this one, but I mean, so far that is definitely what he's trying to go for. Yet another immaculate run. I mean, just look at that.
Ooh,
so you said you didn't see the first run, right? So imagine pretty much the same exact thing as he does right now. Oh, but that inside clip.
Yeah.
See, before he was just a bit too deep.
Oh.
This time going way deeper. Nope, that's savable.
That was wow.
That is a lot of angle right there. Okay, Ed Edwards sending it towards the end of the lap. Really showing how much angle you can put into those turns as well. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be higher in terms of the points, but man, did that look great.
Back-to-back 90 degrees,
yes,
I think.
Yes.
That was crazy.
Angle, but for the Manjis as well, that angle that they have, it makes it look like the cars are going to get parked any moment. But they just don't. They just keep on moving. So yeah, great job by Ed Edwards on the second run as well. Yeah, unfortunate error right here. Definitely went too deep on that one, so going to be some minus points. So I don't know if he's going to be able to beat his previous run, but man, look at that aggression, look at that angle. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And you see him slowing down his car just by using the angle there for the inside clip as well. I don't think I saw any brakes. So, textbook.
Yeah,
right
well
there.
done. Beautiful looking car, beautiful laps, a lot of aggression, and that's 74 points. Unfortunately, not an improvement on his previous run, but still, that was a nice run to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them are. It was a really good idea to put a manji section in the track.
Yeah.
I think we haven't had one before, and this was just the perfect idea.
Yep.
You can see the lines drawn on the track. It's just like it looks so perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and there we go. Up next, we have a driver who has some info posted as well. So it's going to be Benas Jonutis from Lithuania, but more about that a bit later. Off the line we go already in that E36. One of our younger drivers, 12 years old, with an aggressive initiation, hits that touch and go on the initiation already, and now into outside zones 2 and over to outside zone 3. Very smooth, keeping it towards the edge of the track. A nice angle as well, not as much angle as we've seen from some of the other drivers, but still keeping it nice, smooth and consistent so far on his first run. And there we go, hitting that inside clip as well. Not bad at all. Very solid first run, and look at that, the angle. And he does look like he's going a bit faster here in the Manchis than some of our previous drivers, but not sacrificing on the angle at all, except right there. As soon as I say that,
Yeah.
a bit of an error right there. I think he might have corrected a bit on that one, and yeah, that caused a bit of a bobble there. But very aggressive off the bat, and good job on those zones right there of the start as well. I mean, good job by Benos on the first run right now. So what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, really good run indeed. Filled all of the track mostly perfectly, except for that last zone. He straightened out a little bit just before it. I did quite a few tandems with Benos this morning in the practice server, and he was absolutely killing it. Good driver, really. Let's see, what score does he put up for the first run? Yeah, see here, he does a little bit of a checkup. I don't know what happened there. It looked like he was already setting the angle and then lost some of it somewhere and had to gain it back. And it's 70 points for him for that first run.
Very
So
solid.
definitely room for improvement. Let's see if he can do it. One of our rare drivers with a belt-driven wheel, a Trustmaster T300. And a massive flick initiation, might have even been a 3-point initiation, I don't know, into the touch and go. And now outside zone number 2, right on the edge of the track, outside zone 3 with massive angle filling all of it. Wow, I thought he was going to exit it early, but he kept in it. Now outer zone number 4, also perfect. Now transitioning over to 5 with some massive angle going through the tire wall. Now coming up to the inside clip, doesn't clip through it, hits it perfectly. Now some big angle into outside zone 7. Now 8, and coming up to 9, some almost 90-degree transitions again. Very smooth here, no corrections at all, and much better this time around before outer zone 11, and keeps it right on the inside yellow line across the finish line. Way better, I think, this time. Must be an improvement, I think. Still keeping the aggression at the first part of the track, and just working to correct some of these mistakes. Look here. I thought he was gonna exit the zone earlier, but he somehow made just the tiniest correction that allowed for him to stay completely in the zone, completely filling. What do you think about this run?
Yeah, I mean, that was a very, very great run. And what you said before about them adding a manji and him having a belt drive wheel, right? I
Yeah.
have one as well.
Yeah.
And these manjis, for me personally, with my setup, those are just very painful to get right at the start. Because I feel like with the belt-driven wheels, what matters more is getting the weight transfers correctly, so that so your wheel does move how it should. But right now, Benas moved exactly how he should on that first run. Scored the 69 right there.
I don't know.
Beautiful job, beautiful job.
Something went wrong there, because it showed a 70 and then a 69. It was 70 was the score for the first one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, then I just misunderstood something.
So yeah, he scored 70 on the first one, but he perfected his score on the second one.
Yeah, to a 69, absolutely.
Great job, great job.
Well, okay, let's see. Our next driver is going to be Bartosz Gorgon from Poland in another E36. We see a lot of them put down really good runs today. Let's see how his first one's going to be. That car is so red that you could notice it from a mile away, and he's already off the line with a nice flick initiation coming into the touch and go. Maybe not completely filling it. Now coming into outer zone 2. Good fill on that. Not on the line. Massive angle into outer zone 3 and maybe a smidge off with one wheel off the track. Now into outer zone 4 already. Decent angle. Just keeping it steady. Massive transition into outer zone 5 and keeps it on the outside of the tire wall. Now crossing the inside clip, now in the Manji zone 7, massive angle into 8, now transitioning with another massive angle and 2 wheels off into 9. That was definitely 2 wheels off. Yeah, now the last zone left, but we already know what it's going to be, unfortunately a 0. Looked like a really solid run up until that point. A little bit overcooked it, but that's how it is. If you do manjis with that big of an angle, 90 to 90 degrees, it's really easy to overshoot it and overcalculate it, because you have to really guess perfectly where that end of your car is going to be after that massive transition.
And in terms of the zones where the drivers seem to be messing up the most so far, that is the spot today.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course there is no wall there to stop you, so you can go too deep. In practice, you can get used to going a bit too deep into the zone and not really notice it too much. Of course, on that one he dirt dropped, so he definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
But it is easy to just overdo those zones just a bit as well and not really notice it that much. So unfortunately, yeah, I'm gonna be a 0 on that first run, but of course what we saw there on that first run does show us that he can put together a nice and solid run, and let's hope just that is going to be what's going to be happening here. Up next on the second one of the line we go, and right now for the second run of the Polish driver, initiating into the touch and go right now. Good job, a nice aggressive initiation. Once again gets out to the outside zone 2 as well as outside zone 3 with a lot of commitment, a lot of angle and a great speed as well, not slowing down too much through the diesel zone. Now of course for the big sweeper, yet again a lot of angle on this one and hitting the touch and go right now. Great job so far by Bartosz on this one. And transitioning into the Manjis, big angle.
Nice.
And let's see, can he stay in the track and right on the border of that one. Whew, that was a close one. Now for outside zone 11 and over the line we go. Great run by Bartosz on this second one, and I don't think that was 2 wheels off. I do think that he managed to stay within the track on that one. Should be a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
A good one.
Really aggressive there, even though that's exactly the spot where he messed up the previous run. And another driver who is looking his fear straight in the eye, his demons straight in the eye. Really good here on the sweeper, on the tire wall.
I mean, you could see right off the bat from the initiation, he is fully committed.
Yeah.
It didn't matter that he scored a 0. He was going for the exact same run, no matter what.
Yeah, that was right on the line, I think.
Yep.
You couldn't get closer to the edge if you wanted to. I did hear a lot of zeros just secondhand while I was driving.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about that zone.
Oh, and it's an 83.
There we go, an 83. Yep, definitely solid score. I'm gonna be placing him in the second spot right now.
Imagine going from a 0 to the second place. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And that is a bit of an improvement.
Yeah, that is the biggest improvement that I think we're gonna see today, unless some crazy stuff happens.
Hey, look, I'm still up, okay?
0 to 90 plus?
0 to 0.
0 to 0.
Yep, 0 to 0 real quick, that's right. But let's hope our next driver is not going to be doing that. It's going to be Luis Trevino from ATDT team from Spain. Initiating off the bat, going to be very aggressive, very deep. Ooh, almost hits the tires on that touch and go, and misses, I think, the start of outside zone 2, but does get out into the zone very nicely, and a lot of angle and slowing down a bit, but hitting the zones very, very nice so far. Great run by Luis. Seeing a bit of aggression, but mostly not as aggressive, more like a calculated driving style. Very smooth, very consistent, and yeah, there we go. Getting out in the zones, very great job. Right on the edge as well. Maybe a bit deeper into that touch and go, but still, I mean, that's a great first run.
Yeah, really solid. Luis is another one of the drivers that we've seen qualify and run in the tandems again and again and again. So we know that he definitely has the capability, and he comes here and puts down another solid run in the for the first run of qualifying of the round 5. You could see that his bumper touched the wall for outer zone 4. Even that was so close to clipping it, keeping it really out there, going through the sweeper, the big tire wall. Now some massive big but calculated angles still, and very smooth in the mungies. Really great run. I love to see this. Could this maybe be our first 90 plus? What do you think?
There is a chance, there is a chance. I do feel like he could have had a bit more angle in a few spots, but another 83. So there we go.
Yeah, let's see if he can make it to a 90 plus in his second run already off the line. And a flick initiation and some big angle into the touch and go definitely hits it, keeps the angle the same, and one wheel out the track into outer zone 2. Now some big angle transition coming into outer zone 3, completely clears it, stays in it for outer zone 4, now transitioning over to the small outer zone 5. Nicely done. Now out at the tire wall at the big sweeper again, touching the inside clip. Now in the Manjis section again, really close to the wall, and again 90-degree angle, and that I think was 2 wheels off again.
That was a dirt drop.
Yeah, he went down in the dirt with the outer wheel, so the inner was definitely across the line there.
So are we seeing another driver score an 83 and a 0? What are
Yeah,
the chances?
but the mixed, like the other way around.
Yeah, but still, an 83 and a 0. How often do you see two drivers score both an 83 and a 0?
Yeah, it's
back
meant to
back?
be. Chat, go buy your lottery tickets for today. This is the day when magic happens.
Yep.
Yeah, really nice run until that unfortunate double tire drop there. You could see that he was definitely going for an improvement.
Yeah, definitely a beast of a driver.
Yeah, well, that will still guarantee him at the moment a place in our top 3 for the qualifying. So that's no mean feat.
Yeah,
it's nothing to scoff about. He's at the moment in the 3rd place.
Top
Really
3,
good.
or, well, as I would like to call it, the top 83.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, he actually splits exactly the same score with the 2nd place, so he's 2nd/3rd.
Yeah, tied for 3rd.
Yeah,
Anyways, up
tied
next,
for
a
2nd.
Latvian driver, Aivis Bambats, with the E46. Look at that livery, looking great. Thanks to Moist, of course, shout out. And that's gonna be a bit of a conservative entry right there, not quite hitting that touch and go, but does get out to outside zone 2, now transitioning into outside zone 3, a bit shallow, but a lot of angle, a bit too much angle maybe right there on that one, but now showing a bit more, and looks like that's gonna be 2 wheels off now, going into that big sweeper inside clip, and now for the Manji. Let's see, and close to the wall. No, managed to save it. All good. Now for outside zone 9, and a lot of angle, slows it down a bit, has to make a correction. Go into outside zone 11, and over the line we go.
Yeah, he felt confident in some parts of the track and didn't felt like he had practiced others at all.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. The initiation itself was felt almost like a double initiation. Something went wrong for him, I guess there.
Just doesn't have the consistency, you know. It's maybe it's just the nerves getting to him, you know. Maybe it's just not enough practice, but you can definitely see that the consistency is not quite there for the first run. So let's hope Aivis can manage to pull it together for the second run and manage to score higher. But of course, before that, let's wait and see what we got on the first one. Is it gonna be points on the board, or is it gonna be a straight up 0 right here?
Yeah, interested into that too, because it definitely looked like he went way too far outside of the zone. But of course, we're not seeing it from our perspective, so it's all up to the judges to see.
You're wrong. In fact, we are seeing it from our perspective.
No, we cannot see it from our perspective. I mean, we do not see the rear wheels at that point. Like we do see one of them, but not the other one.
But do you understand what I'm saying by us seeing our perspective?
Yeah, I do understand
It's
that. Yeah,
impossible for you to not see your own perspective.
Brother, it's time to lay off the hallucinogenics.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Alright, enough about that. So, what do we have for Aivis? I mean, look, that livery, you know, it just gave me all sorts of visuals.
Oh yeah, the sticker bomb, I really liked it. And did you see like the chromed RTR on the back?
Even better
RTRiga logo.
Even better than that is, of course, the bolt sticker.
Absolutely, yeah. This one was made to stick out, to be flashy. I really like it as well. I would be a bit distracted driving it too as well.
There we go. It's going to be time for the second one. First one was 43 points, so he did score some points. Let's see if he can improve that.
Oh.
Ooh, another conservative initiation, but he does get out to outside zone 2, now transitioning into outside zone 3, and wider than on the previous run, so it does seem to hit that zone better. And yeah, seeing some nice improvements there as well. Not bad at all, transitioning now into that inside clip, and smooth, nice, deep into the clip, a bit less angled than some of the other drivers, but keeping it nice and consistent on this second run. Definitely a big improvement from Ives, missing that inside clip right now, but now going towards the finish line, shallowing out just a bit in terms of the angle, but does manage to cross the finish line. So yeah, it does look like a nice improvement on the second run. Maybe not that much of an improvement in terms of points, but overall driving, just looking at it side by side, if you were to check both of those runs, I would say that the second run does look way better than the first one.
Yeah, it does here, especially like outer zone 5. He didn't go wheels off track, at least. Now here in the Manji zone as well. You said not that much angle, but I guess here he corrected you before you managed to finish your sentence.
Yeah.
Because he angled up a lot at the end here. Unfortunately, didn't hit the inside clip, but he chose to just miss it for the line to keep his speed going. One wheel off here and angling up a bit when crossing the finish line as well.
And the angling up was because he shallowed out a bit more, so
Yeah.
he overcompensated a bit more.
Yeah.
But either way, a second run in the books for Ives right here. 56 points, not bad. Nice improvement. There we go. That's going to be all for Group C.
Yeah, and as we see at the moment, our top 3 have an identical score of 83 points. It's Arkadiusz Michniak, Bartosz Gorgon, and Luis Trevino. At the moment, absolutely international top 3. We've got 2 Polish drivers in the first 2 spots, and the Spanish driver taking up the 3rd, and only then we have our own Armand Westmanis in the 4th place. So we can already see that for other drivers who are not the first in the overall scores, there is already some chance to actually make some ground on Armand Westmanis, since he does not hold the first qualifying score at the moment at all. Not even in the top 3. Still 82, very respectable score.
Huge gap between Armands and our top qualifier, I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah.
An insurmountable gap. Honestly, I expected more from him. I expected more. But I guess 4th for now is okay.
Yeah, and at the moment our qualifying is bottomed out by André Henriquez from Portugal with 39 points. Again, we're seeing scores all across the board from 39 to 83. Pretty interesting. So what do you think? What's the drop zone going to be after end of Group C?
I'm gonna stick with my mid-60s.
Mid-60s?
Yeah.
I know what it's going to be. It's going to be in 67.
No, 67 is too high. I was saying 65 before, but like, yeah.
You think I'm going to qualify then?
65 to 63. I think you are. I think you might be in.
Okay.
Like you are on the edge.
I am definitely on the edge. Well, I guess I'm going to be forced to sit this one out and watch it to the end, right?
Yeah, I think
damn
you'll
it.
have to,
Yeah. You'll have to do what you have to do.
Of course, while we're waiting for the next drivers to get into the server and get warmed up once again, thank you to all of the sponsors that are helping Drift RTRiga as well, Drift King of RTRiga. And of course, thank you to all of our viewers and everybody who's joining us here today. Remember to like the stream, subscribe, follow the socials, join the Discord, get into the servers and drift with us as well. I haven't been on the server in a long time. I should be one of those people who actually listens to my own advice and gets on the server as well, to be honest. So don't be like me up until now, be like me in the future. Get on the server, drift a bit.
Exactly. I really don't expect the population amount on these servers with these cars reducing anytime soon after the competition. After all, they are really fun to drive, and you can find someone practicing or just doing laps anytime of basically anytime.
Yeah, I mean, very fun cars, very fun cars. They are so nice to drive, and
a thing I really like about these cars is, as somebody who doesn't drive as much and as somebody who has a belt wheel, I would say on belt drive, it is way more difficult to drive pro cars. I honestly don't know how those other guys do it. I can get around the track, yeah, sure. Getting a good run, way more difficult. With these street cars, you don't have to move as quickly, you know. Your car is just not as fast, so you get a bit more time to think, you know, you get a bit more time to set yourself up correctly. And so, of course, for the drivers who are not as experienced as well, great practice with these cars.
Yeah, completely agree. You definitely can just go pedal to the metal with these ones, and it's gonna be fine. Just watch your steering inputs; they're really fun to drive. Just let the engine roar. Now let's see, what do we have up in Group D next? Let's take a look. They have not been called to the line yet. Let's just open this so we see it here, so we can continue seeing this as well. So next up we're gonna have,
I already noticed a familiar name.
yeah, we're gonna have Andris Kleinbergs from the top, and Ritums Jakobsons as well. Interested to see his run.
Yep.
Juan Jorges as well.
Yep, quite
many
a few.
Latvian drivers from there.
I mean, not just Latvian. I would say from these remaining groups, there's quite a few highly ranked drivers.
Oh yeah, oh
So
yeah.
the drop zone is going to be approaching, and it's going to be approaching fast.
Yeah, the best drivers might still be ahead of us. I guess we've only seen from the top drivers, we've only seen Armans go so far. So from the rest that are like in the top 10 in the overall scores, we haven't seen their runs
You
yet.
might be right. Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
might be right. Let's check it out real quick.
Yeah, I don't see any names that from the top 10 other than Armans Westmanis that are on the board.
You're right.
So
You're
yeah,
right.
the situation on the top can shift up significantly.
If we see that right now there's 17 people with a score,
Mm-hmm.
and so many people who are in our, I would say, even top 16 in terms of points are
Mm-hmm.
still left in, yeah, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, definitely gonna be an interesting one. Can't wait to see what we still have ahead of us. Gonna be a fun race tomorrow as well.
Oh yeah.
If you remember getting some doors in the tandems in the practice servers earlier while practicing.
This track flows
Oh,
really
yeah.
nicely. For me personally, not really too good at tandems, but once the cars start running away, it is a bit difficult to catch up on this track, in my opinion. But once you do get into that zone, into that pocket, ooh, it feels so nice on this track. And it doesn't really feel like you get choked up anywhere in the chase either. I would say even when you hit the touch and go, the inside clip 10, even there it doesn't really feel like in the chase you get too choked up, even if the lead driver brakes maybe a bit too much, you know. Still feels like you can manage to flow it together and keep it going. Which
Yeah,
is nice.
it depends. We've definitely seen some occasions where that is not the case, when the lead driver just slows down just a bit too much, and when there's no other option. Either you just completely shut it down or crash into them. We also have seen occasions where crashing into them actually puts them back on the right line, and that lets you finish the run, both you and him. Yeah, anything can happen at the end there.
Yeah.
It is definitely somewhere where you have to watch your speed, especially after the big Manji section where you're just going all in, 90-degree transitions back to back to back.
And then you have to add in more angle just to brake for the inside clip 10 as well, you know, so yeah. And there we go. Yeah, Lucas in the chat saying that talking about some other drivers as well who are using T300s and competing at the top level of sim racing, sim drifting as well. Yeah, dude, I have to be honest with you. Yeah, those people, they are just monsters.
As far as I know, Andris Klenbergs also drives a T300.
Did he also have a T300?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he does.
Oh man.
And he's participating in VDM with it, so
Yeah.
that definitely tells you that the...
No, I know that. See, I know that it's a skill issue, right?
Yeah.
But still, like, if any of you have driven both belt drive wheels and direct drive, you know how big of a difference it is.
Oh yeah.
My skill improves so much just by going to a direct drive, you know. So
seeing those players, seeing those guys drive the way they do with those wheels is just insane.
Yeah, it just proves that it's all in the hands. It's all in the way you do it. And the equipment
classical
really doesn't matter.
Skill issue.
Exactly. Unfortunately, though, because after paying so much money for a direct drive sim rig, I just have to concur and realize that yep, it's me. I am the issue.
Hey.
But I guess that's why I did it. So I would know that it is so.
But that's the great thing about a sim, right? You can always get more seat time.
Absolutely.
And it's all on the drivers themselves. All that matters is how much time you put in.
They are robots, or better, robocops. Well, they ain't no cops. I guess the cops would be running after them, wouldn't they?
Fair enough, fair enough. But then again, you know what they say, the criminals make the best cops, right? So...
I don't know where to get that from. I've never heard it before.
Look, after seeing that sticker bomb livery, the visuals have been going, man. My mind has been going places.
Yeah, tell me when you get back into this universe. Do you think there might have been like a 15-minute break that has been announced between at the middle point and they just didn't tell us?
I feel like there might have been.
Because we've been yapping for quite a while and the scoreboard is still there. I don't even know if they can hear us, actually.
I wonder if we can hear them now. And there we go. Never mind, all good. We got people in the server.
Just had to say something, right?
Exactly.
Oh, this is gonna be another fun group. Just can't wait to see all those runs.
So I'm gonna leave you for a few minutes.
Yep, sure, no problem at all. No rush while drivers are still warming up their hands and rigs. Just getting the feel for it on the track. Laying some rubber down as well so they can use it as a marker for themselves later on. That is actually a good strategy, like a good thing to do is to watch for the tire markers that you've put down in the practice, because you always do at least like 1 or 2 practice runs. With our experience, now you do better on tune T150, like before you had Mose R9. Okay, and we're off with our first driver of Group D already. That's going to be Rolandas Misauskas from Lithuania. And a nice flick initiation and missing touch and go 1, but completely filling outer zone 2. Now transitioning over with massive angle and completely filling outer zone 3, maybe 1 wheel off. Now coming into outer zone 4, and that also is fully filled. Now into outer zone number 5. That was a nice big angle transition. Far out on the tire wall, but goes a little bit too deep inside on the inside clip. Good on the Manjis, massive angle there. Might have dropped the tire there as well, but other than that, looked good. Decent on inside clip 10, and let's see the wall ride. 1 tire outside of the yellow lines I saw there just before the middle part of it, but then he reeled it back in there. So I think definitely some room for improvement. I don't think he dropped 2 wheels at any part of the track. He might have dropped 1 in multiple places, so that's going to be some deductions at least. Overall, a nice, solid, aggressive run. I really like this angle here after outer zone 5, but unfortunately the line wasn't where it needed to be, so he went too deep in the inside clip. The Manjis were also really nice, some 90-degree transitions there. 90 to 90-degree transitions, I'm sorry. And here, very smooth here on the wall, but unfortunately also 1 tire outside, at least at the beginning part of it, and it's a 57 for the first run. Let's see if he can improve it and bring it closer to that usual drop zone of like high 60s, low 70s in his second run. That's also a really nice looking livery with a white background and yellow to black triangles. I really like the way that looks as well. Lots of beautiful looking cars today. A lot of them courtesy of our own, shout out one time, Moist, who is sitting at the semaphore today We had some really fun runs previously in the practice where he was actually drifting the semaphore, actually getting the doors from some of these guys and getting just in between some tandems. That was nuts. It's a 57 for Rolandus for his first run, and let's see. The second one already out, and that looks like a way conservative initiation. Didn't look like a flick, but maybe a handbrake, but did hit the touch and go this time into outer zone 2. Now outer zone 3, not as deep in as the previous time, and outer zone 4 is still nice, maybe a little bit off the perfect line. Hits outer zone 5 as well, and not as deep in the zones as in the previous run. Decent on inside clip 6. Now outer zone 7, 8 and 9. Nice big, wow, massive angle transition, almost a backy before inside clip 10, but that leads him on a bad line, and he's, oh wow, I think that was 2 wheels off at the outer zone 11 and hits the wall in the end and actually crosses the finish line already straightened out. So that might be a 0 here for his second run. Really tried to fix some of the mistakes, but I guess the nerves got the better of him probably, because you definitely could see some mistakes. Definitely didn't fill all of the zones perfectly. I did like the approach here for the inside clip. Did have to correct a little bit to keep the angle, so he shallowed out and then added more angle. I did like this part as well, but here he just over rotates a little bit, throws it in a bit too hard and loses all the speed, so he clips through the inside clip number 10 and is way off the line for outer zone 11, and it is indeed a 0 for the second run. So unfortunately only 57 points on the board there. Yeah, fingers crossed for him, for Rolandus, that's going to be enough to bring him into the qualifying. And next we're jumping to the other side of the pond to see Tyler Milligan from the US and his E36. Let's see how he does in his runs. Readjusting my layout a little bit so I can see you guys chat better. Oh, and it looks like Tyler has not showed up because we're skipping over and going straight to Andris Kleinbergs from Latvia, from our own Team Racing, Team Riga. Team Racing, Team Riga.
Team Racing, Team Riga.
Team Racing, yes.
RTRiga should enter a team event.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to see it, but first we have to get at least 2 running cars at the same time.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. True.
Yeah, and speaking of that, much support to our mechanic Ivars, who is currently in the hospital recovering from his crash. But let's see Andres' first run. A nice flick initiation with big angle coming into the touch and go, and now outer zone 2 with the same angle as well. Really nice and big angle transition into outer zone 3, going aggressive at it, completely filling outer zones 3 and 4. Now transitioning over for outer zone 5, perfect. Way out at the tire wall at the sweeper, perfect in the touch and go number 6. Now going aggressive and the 90 to 90 degree transitions into Manji, and let's see another one. Yeah, let's see him hit the touch and go number 10. No, the inside clip number 10. I'm sorry, but at the moment I'm just lost for words, because this one was absolutely perfect, super aggressive, really what I like to see, exactly what I expected from Andres.
Yep. I mean, super good run, and with this long track, yeah, it is a bit difficult to follow all the zones. You can definitely get caught off guard with that. But I mean, another great run, a great way to start things off here for Anders on this weekend as well. A good job on the first run already. I think that's going to be some solid points. I think he's going to be already into the qualifying with this one. So let's wait and see what we're going to be getting from the next run. You know, maybe we can see some backies from him as well.
Oh, that would be fun.
And of course, to all our drivers listening, you know, if you get a good first run and you are pretty much guaranteed in the top 32, you know, maybe go for a backy, you know. I'm not a judge. Judges don't want to see backies, okay? I'll tell this to you right off the bat. They do not want to see backies. I do, okay? So if you want to make the commentators happy, you know what to do. And let's see if Andres is going to be doing that on his second run right here. And now aggressive initiation into that touch and go. Yet again, great job. A lot of angle right into the zones. Beautiful, beautiful. Zero wavering, no corrections, no nothing.
goes to the angle and stays right there. Great job on these outside zones 3 and 4. Now into the big sweeper, staying nice and smooth yet again. I mean, yeah, I'm seeing no corrections whatsoever so far from Anders on this run. And I think so far, if he continues it like this, it might be an improvement. A great job in the touch and go as well, into the inside clip, I mean. And now for the last outside zone 11 and over the line,
Wow.
he goes. Great job, Anders.
Nobody stays at the edge of the track before outer
Yeah.
zones 3 and 4,
Yeah.
and he just did it. Let's look at it again in the replay.
And
Just-
no wavering.
yeah,
That is the biggest part,
Look
right?
at this. Look at this.
He
So
stayed
close.
at the same angle. Exactly.
Wow,
exactly.
that was insane. Well,
So you-
he's also the guy that we see in the track preview video.
Yeah.
So
You could see that he was adding just more and more angle to slow the car down.
that was crazy. That was
Beautiful.
crazy good. We forgot to mention it was 81 points for the first run. So I think this was maybe even an improvement on that.
I think it might have been, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, those manjis just lock to lock. I mean, beautiful stuff.
so smooth as well.
Yeah.
It is the hardest thing to improve. Yeah, and there it is to improve
87,
a
there we
high
go.
score from another higher
Our
score.
number one qualifier.
Sick.
Breaking that 83 curse.
Yeah.
Starting to see some higher runs. Hoping to see some more runs into those 90s as well.
Good
There we
job
go,
from
yeah.
Andres.
As mentioned before, of course, shout out to Ivars, the mechanic. Unfortunate incident that he had in one of his rally events. Of course, if anyone can, please feel free to support as well. There was a text message in the announcements channel, if
I think it was an
in
announcement.
the Latvian announcements channel,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. So please do check that out, and just send some support over. I mean, even if you can't help out monetarily, just shout outs, just keep him in your mind while he has to deal with this stuff. But right now, it's going to be Erik Strauss's first run. Off the bat, he goes already and to the zones. But unfortunately, outside zone 3, not going to be making it into that one. Does make the correction for outside zone 4 now. And outside zone 5, getting back into those zones. Great job pulling it back together now for the second part of this run. So yeah, looks like for a lot of our drivers, the first part of the run seems to cause some troubles, but then they solidify themselves towards the middle of the course and then just sail all the way through to the end. Oh, what a jump scare that was. Okay, calm down, last minute. We don't need jump scares like that. I know I'm sleep deprived. I am not asleep just yet.
Yeah, unfortunate for Eriks there. You can see that he angled up a lot in the touch and go area, so he definitely lacked some speed here into outer zone 3. He couldn't clear it completely. He did get somewhat back on the correct line for outer zone 5 and 6, as you can see here, and I think he did good on the speed as well, because he was quite close to the outside of the tire wall and of the sweeper. He did hit the inside clip nicely, and then the whole manji section was alright as well. Not as big of an angle here, but anyway, still looked like a really good transition. He locked in the angle and stayed in the same angle for the inside clip, and same for the last outside zone as well. Good job from him. 51 points.
There we go.
Let's see if he can improve it again. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to need a fresh change of pants after that one. Let's see what Eriks can improve. And oh, yeah, that's a wall tap on the initiation, and that's gonna be a 0.
Yeah, not gonna be an improvement on this one. You could already see right there when he was trying to enter, he washed out. I don't know, he understeered or
Commitment.
something.
Commitment. Yeah, you have
quite
to
get it.
you have to throttle to actually clear it, because if you get off throttle, you straighten out a little bit, you go a bit further out, and then you have a bigger chance of hitting the wall.
But I mean, he did wash out a bit too wide. He hit the
Yeah.
tire wall, so unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, you need a lot of commitment there at the start to hit the touch and go. When I was driving on my setup, I was able to hit the touch and go pretty much every lap, right? Now I go over to your setup, and since I have way less time on this one, I'm actually having a lot more trouble hitting that touch and go.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, in my runs, I don't think I'll actually manage to hit it. I'll try.
Okay.
But it is a tricky one.
Did I hit it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, you got it in both runs.
Okay.
Yeah, you did good. You did
Sweet.
good. Yeah. Anyways, right now, our next driver, Artyoms Shestakovs from Latvia in an E46. So another Latvian driver going to be going off the line already with a nice white and pink E14.6, and a bit of a straight line entry, not quite hitting the touch and go right there, but does make it out to the outside zone. Good job on that one. A nice smooth transition, but doesn't quite stick out into the outside zone 3. Does make it now to outside zone 4, so nice job on that one. Transitioning to outside zone 5. Staying towards the middle of the track on that one, but does manage to hit the inside clip very nicely as well. So yeah, a bit more of a shallow run right here, but as soon as I say that, a lot of angle added, and unfortunately that is going to cause him to miss the outside zone 9 and inside clip 10 as well. Now, of course, for the last turn, and the first lap is done by Artyom's right here.
And at the end there, he hit the wall after crossing the finish line, so that might be considered an unsafe finish, which might zero out his run. But yeah, let's see. You could definitely see that he was struggling with the car, at least at the first section of the track. As you already said, that a lot of drivers have troubles with it, and then improves his run on the towards the end part of it. Yeah, really nice here going for the Manji section, not completely filling the outer zone 7, but really nice 90-degree aggressive transition for the 8.
Yeah, that messed him up here. He wasn't quite ready for that one.
Yeah,
we saw the other drivers manage to get out into the outside zone right after that as well, but for him that did mess up the line just a bit, and I do wonder what the judges are going to be thinking about the end right there with him smashing into the wall. I personally, I wouldn't want to say that that's an uncontrolled finish, and it isn't. 39 points. Bit lower than what he would have liked to see, so let's hope for an improvement.
Yeah, he definitely must put a higher score up in the board to even have a chance of qualifying in another straight line initiation. Does not hit the touch and go, but is good for outer zone number 2. Now coming over to outer zone 3, a little bit of handbrake pull and doesn't completely clear it. Let's see, outer zone 4 does a much better job now transitioning over for outer zone 5. Not completely fills it, but has good line for the tire wall and to hit the inside clip. Now outer zone 7, decent on that. Now another 90-degree transition for outer zone 8, and a better job for outer zone 9 this time, and hits the inside clip perfectly. Now let's see the last outside zone, the wall ride, and he exits the zone a little bit too early. Doesn't hit the wall this time, so it is a better finish. But overall, I think maybe some points improvement, but still leaves a lot to be desired for this run. Leaves a lot of points on the board, I think.
Yeah. But I would say, even for one of the drivers who does seem to be a bit lower on the experience scale, still putting together consistent runs. Both of them around the same level. And that is the most important thing in competitive drifting. If you want to get into it, what you have to do is focus on consistency.
Exactly.
Consistency is key. So even if you can't get those perfect runs, if you manage to keep up that same consistency and slowly improve over time, that is, in my opinion, the way to go with competitive drifting,
Completely agree. Yeah, that's what you want to have.
Is key. And of course, right now in the chat as well, you can see if you want to help out Ivariņš as well, the mechanic, got those details there. But right now, 42 points was the second run, right?
Yeah.
So an improvement right there. So not bad. Second run, getting a bit of improvement, but I don't think that's going to quite cut it for that top 32.
No, it might not. Yeah, it might be our lowest score at the moment was a 39 on the board, at least when I remember the last time. But let's see, Ritums Jakobssons, who cannot see the lights probably, who is already let's see if they send him off any other way, because he has 3 chances to take off after the lights go. And let's see the second attempt, and there he goes. We've seen him put down some good runs in the past, so let's see this one. And a big flick initiation for the touch and go, definitely fills it, as well as outer zone number 2 completely. Massive angle, really aggressive for outer zone 3, right on the edge of the track, beautiful. Now wow, for outer zone 4 it stays in the same kind of angle for outer zone 5 as well, maybe even a tire off. Now for the inside clip, just keeping the perfect angle coming up to the Manji section. Now let's see some 90-degree transitions, beautifully done from Ritums there. Maybe one wheel off again at outer zone 9, but other than that, this looks like a really tasty run. Big angle from Ritums there.
Good aggression, good confidence. I mean, that was a nice run. I thought he was going into the wall right there. When I saw that initiation, I did not think that was going to end well. So
maximum confidence. Good
job on keeping that together. I mean, look at that, just right there. That was straight up luck.
That was maximum angle, I'm pretty sure.
Beautiful.
So yeah, a few errors here and there. I'm pretty sure, yeah, both of the times when you said the one wheel offs, yeah, I'm pretty sure those are a few small errors, if I did see that correctly as well. So some improvements here and there that he could make, but I would say solid overall. I would say that this is should be good enough for a run that gets him into the top 32 already, I would say.
Oh yeah.
There we go, solid 82, beautiful stuff. Let's see what we have on the second run. Already off the line goes Ritums, and there we go, right below all those 83s is where he is right now. So looking for a bit of an improvement with this one. Very nice and smooth out into the first few zones, and yet again just a lot of angle and stays very far out in between outside zones 3 and 4 as well, and a nice and beautiful transition. And there we go, not putting that one wheel over or not even making it debatable anymore with this one, but still staying right on the edge of the track is Ritums Jakobssons, and another aggressive transition. Getting a bit risky there. Hits the inside clip as well, and there we go. Back-to-back great runs by another one of our Latvian drivers. Good job to Ritums on this one as well. I think those are going to be very close in terms of the points. Good runs.
Yeah, I guess he decided that he doesn't want to be the comeback king anymore, fighting from the bottom of the grid, that he just wanted to put down the solid run for this one. And another driver who actually goes way closer to the outside white line between outside zones 3 and 4, taking a page out of Andris Klemberg's book, copying his style in there a little bit. Overall, a really nice and aggressive run. You could definitely see that he's going for that improvement. He wants to get a 90 plus score for the last one. Really good job. Let's see what the judges think about this one. I really liked it.
Oh yeah, 84, nice.
Puts him in the second place, right behind Andris. Good job.
We are back to Latvians being the first and second.
Yeah, exactly. Previously, when I noticed that fact, it was two Poles being in first and second.
The thing is, that might change very quickly. You know who's up next? It's Juan Jorge's.
Oh yeah, let's see.
That might change very quickly for us right here. Another one of our top drivers, currently ranked third in points. So definitely going to be one to watch out for today. Let's see what we have from Juan Jorge's off the line. Team ATDT from Spain, and a nice aggressive initiation right into the touch and go. Good job right off the bat from Juan. Gets out into the outside zone 2 as well. Very nice and smooth, not seeing any corrections so far. And there we go, see, stays out in between outside zones 3 and 4 as well, and keeps it very smooth so far in this run. Very aggressive, a lot of angle on that transition as well. Does get out of the angle just a bit, since that is a big turn that you have to get through, but still hits every single zone right here. A lot of angle, very snappy transitions. Beautiful job now going into the inside clip 10 as well, hitting that perfectly. And now for the last outside zone, Juan Jorge's right there with a great first lap. And yeah, that might change things up. That might change things up already.
Yeah, you definitely see when the top drivers are putting down their runs. That was really surgical. Look at this, right on the edge of it. And again, taking the wider line between outside zones 3 and 4. A bit of a late transition, but yeah, he's just on the edge of the track. He completely knows where the rear of the car is going to be after the transition. That is just some beautiful, crazy.
The snap to angle.
Okay, are we now getting our first 90 plus run?
Might be. This one does feel to me like it has a little bit less of that X factor that some of the other runs had, but it is the best scoring run that we have had so far. 89 points. Now for the second run though.
Yeah, the top of the qualifying is changing up real fast now, and an even more aggressive initiation from Juan now for the touch and go, with an even more angle going through the touch and go in outer zone 2 now, and wow, even more angle for outer zone 3, even closer to the edge between the outer zones 3 and 4, now already for the outer zone number 5. Very close to the tire wall now, perfect angle coming up to the inside clip. Now then let's see the Mangies, 90 degrees, back to another 90-degree transition, and back to another one. Aggressive with a big flick coming into 90 degrees, I think, into the inside clip. And now for the last wall. right on the edge of the yellow outer line. That was crazy from Juan. He was going for the 90-point run.
He is
never,
hunting.
no matter what. Yeah,
He is hunting for the 90 plus.
that is crazy.
Not bad at all. Yeah, great job. See what I said before, right? It does feel like it has a bit less of that X factor that some of the other
Yeah.
ones had, right? But it is just so smooth, so consistent, and so solid.
Surgical precision.
Exactly. Exactly. I didn't get to finish my point before, but I mean, you just get to see it clearly, right?
Yeah.
there. I mean, just look at that.
Wow.
Nice and snappy transitions, gets right to the angle that he wants to be at. Great job by Juan.
Yeah, I really want to see that 90 plus on the board.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, immediately changing things up. As soon as I say that we have two Latvians,
Yes.
1 and 2, well, there we go. Now Juan, number 1 qualifier, currently 84 on the second run, so still would have been top 3.
Oh,
that
wow.
second run as well.
That is absolutely crazy to have that kind of consistency to put down to such good runs.
Yeah.
And now it's up to Group E, if I understand correctly. So that is going to be the group where you're running your practice runs.
Yep.
We do need to switch over the Steam IDs, you know, and then stuff like that
Right,
because
that's the thing.
we definitely forgot about it.
Well then, I will be right back.
I'm sorry I completely missed the first round of Gundar's Gute while doing some maintenance to switch to your account and everything. Already the replay passed, so I really cannot comment on the run because I did see nothing of it. My apologies to Gundars and for to everybody else. You had to listen this one in silence. Judges are taking some time to deliberate on that score, making this moment even more awkward for me because I have nothing to say about that run because I didn't see it. And we're watching another replay of it. Oh yeah, there was a bit of a struggly initiation there, and it's 50 points for his first run. Let's see if he can improve it because you might need way more points to actually qualify for this. He's already off the line with a flick initiation, hitting the touch and go this time, but straightening out a little bit. After it, now hitting outside zone 2 nicely and transitioning over for outside zone 3 right on the edge of it. Also taking the wider approach there between outer zones 3 and 4. It's 4 and 5 nicely now right on the edge now for the tire wall with not a lot of angle, but barely hits the inside clip now in the Manji section. Good for outside zones 8 and now 9, coming up to the inside clip, now wrapping around it, and now coming up to the last zone, is on the very edge of it, so really good run from him. Good stuff. Let's see if this actually improves his score. Because as I already said, I did not see the first run, so I have no idea if this is any better or worse, but it did look like a decent run. Of course, had some points of improvement definitely to make, but other than that, nothing that would disqualify or make this a zero run or anything. If I had to guess, this is more than 50 points for sure. And it's 52, so it's a 2-point improvement. Solid. Must have been really close to the first run. As we already talked about, consistency is definitely key. And we're looking at the scoreboard again, so I guess there was maybe some misunderstanding. Maybe Gundars had to go in the previous group yet, and it's just that he wasn't there at the moment. Let me quickly check what's going on in Discord. Yep, Group E just got called a minute ago, and Gunters was the last to drive in Group D, so that's exactly what happened. Yeah, as we look now after Group D at our scoreboard, we can see that there have been quite some changes. We have a lot of changes at the top of the leaderboard. We have Juan Jorges at the moment with an insane 89-point run, and then we have Andris following him with an 87, and Ritums with an 84. So basically, within the last group, our top 3 completely changed. The previous drivers all of them got squeezed out of the top 3. We have a new group of drivers who are taking the imaginary podium of the qualifying today. Great to see. I'm really interested to see what else does this qualification is going to bring us. Who else is going to topple the current leaders? As I'm looking at the lineup for the next group already, we have a lot of the drivers that we've seen multiple times already. Out of them, of course, we can highlight Matti Slatis, who is also high up there in the top 10. I do not remember of the other ones, but I also see Noah Hawk that I've seen around a lot in these races as well. Declan Donnelly, I do remember from the last one. Brandon Carter, Enk Amgalan, Vilius Prisgintas, and Xavier Mayer. So not that many drivers, only one of them from Latvia in this group. This is a bit more of a colorful international group that we're gonna see now. But there is potential, definitely potential for the top spot to fall again into somebody else's hands. But that already requires a 90+ run. Let's see if that can happen. I must say that I do believe in our drivers that they can still put up a 90+ score. Somebody must be able to do it. Just a second to refill my cup of water real quick while the drivers are still practicing. I'll also use this time to remind you to just follow all the socials. All the links are in the description of the video. Get in the server, get some runs in, download the cars, download the tracks, and get some doors in on the servers, because they are still going to be live after the race and the season is over, because we do have to do something with them. So why not keep them open? You can hop in anytime, get some doors with these cars. They're really fun to drive. And consider supporting Ivars, who's at the moment still in the intensive care unit in the hospital, recovering from the injuries of his rally crash. The details for that are in the chat. Everything's appreciated. He really had a hard crash, so now he's going to be recovering for quite a while. And I now have basically 2 screens of drifting to focus on. My brother is practicing on the other screen, and I just can't have it open, because then he's gonna have some low frame rate if I'm gonna alt tab outside of it. And it looks like the track is cleared, and we have our first qualifier up and on the line, and that's going to be Vilijus Prisgintis from Lithuania, from Team NKTK. Already the lights are green, but he doesn't see them. Let's see if he manages to fix that before they go off 2 more times. There was a server before that you could check if the lights are working, but I guess Vilijus didn't use the chance, didn't use the opportunity to make sure that he can see the starting light. And it's went off already twice, and he's still there waiting to start his run. Let's hope. Come on, Vilijus, you can do it. Oh, and no, he starts moving, and now he goes for the run. And that's not no. What's happening? I have no idea how to cast this, because there is something weird going on the track. Vilijus does not understand what he has to do, does not see the light. The light is not going off. I guess that must be enough times already. Sorry for that. And let's see. And well, let's hope the judges accept it, because it was really slow and reluctant start. A nice flick initiation, completely filling touch and go, and now for outer zone 2, a little bit of a correction there. Now big angle into outer zone 3, 1 wheel off at least there, right on the edge, and I guess 1 wheel off all across between outer zones 3 and 4, now into 5 already. Really aggressive, and with big angle coming for the tire wall, and the inside clip hits it, but not completely fully. Very deep into outer zone 7, and massive angle into outer zone 8, and a big aggressive transition for outer zone 9. Hits inside clip 10. Now with big angle, let's see if he can keep the angle up for the outer zone 11. Almost on the edge of the yellow outside line for outer zone 11, but then exits the zone a little bit early. Yeah, a bit of a labored run, at least at the beginning part of it, meaning as had some struggles getting off the line. Let's hope that he can do it way better and way smoother for his second run, because that's definitely not what you want to see. Some driver just not knowing when to start his run and then just going forwards and backwards. You have to sort out these issues before the race. The server for the starting light was there for a purpose. See, we have some Lithuanian banter going on in the chat. Sorry, Braliukas, I don't understand any of that. Let's see what the score is going to be for Vilijus for his first run. If he even gets a score, because of the weird starting procedure. Just trolling, don't worry about it. Just, keep it TOS, within TOS. And it's 56 points for Vilijus for the first run. Let's see if he can improve it, because he would definitely like an improvement to secure his position on the board, and he's already off with a bit of a straight line initiation approach, but completely fills the touch and go and outer zone 2. I think much better than the previous time around. Decent on outer zone 3, really solid this time, smooth and steady. And same for outer zone 4, now braking, and for outer zone 5, perfectly filled. Coming up to the tire wall, looks much better than before as well. Now, really similar to the previous time for the inside clip. Now the manji section, big 90-degree angles and transitions to the same angle as well. Keeps it smooth around the inside clip. Could be a bit closer to it, and now already in the last zone, almost the same as the previous run. Started it a bit deeper and then went out of the zone towards the end of it. Probably an improvement, I would say so. I think at least the starting was a little bit better. This part, yeah, didn't drop a tire here as well. I think he did drop one tire for quite a significant period between outside zones 3 and 4. MLCD, what does that mean? Big angle here for outer zone 8, and same back at outer zone 9. Yeah, I think he might have missed the inside clip 10 completely, so that's going to be a deduction. And decent on the last zone, so let's see if he did improve his score or not. Because there definitely were some mistakes there. It means good job from Russian Molodets. I see. Thank you for explaining that to me. And it's a 70-point run for the second one, so that's a significant 14-point improvement. That is pretty good. Good job for Vilius. Congratulations on that. Way better, and securing his place for the tandems. That might definitely be enough to qualify for it, because at the moment we see that Benes Jonet is his 10th with the 70 points. We can already see that. So the scores are actually not as high as we expected them to be. If we expected the drop zone to be like high 60s and low 70s maybe. So if we see that 70 points is already 10th place, so that's pretty high up. But as we've seen, anything can change. We have a lot of good drivers still ahead of us. Speaking of, next is going to be Brandon Carter from England, from Team Frontside Racing, already at the line, not wasting any time, already good to go, and a really big flick initiation going through the touch and go, completely clearing it. Could have been a bit deeper into outer zone 2, but look at the smoke coming from the tires, going through outer zone 3, doesn't completely fill it. Same with outer zone 4, being a bit careful there. Now an aggressive transition with big angle for outer zone 5 coming across for the tire wall. Decent hit on the inside clip. Now outer zone 7 transitioning over, putting those 90 degrees on the wall for outer zone 8, and same for outer zone 9. Really solid for inside clip 10. Now let's see the last transition over to outside zone 11 for the wall run. Very good fill of the zone. Tires almost on the edge of that outer yellow line there. Decent run from Brandon there for his first run. I really liked it. Had some aggressive transitions there. Could have filled outside zones 3 and 4 here a bit better. Could have been a bit closer to the outside of them, or put some more angle into them to achieve that, or I don't know. Really hard to judge that from the third person perspective. Really good job here on the manji section of the track. Just throwing some massive angle and being really smooth with it. Thanks, Stuff, for letting go via chat. You'll fix that. Yeah, all good, man. 70-point run after that is really good. I can imagine that's a lot of stress to experience that. And it was a 67 for Brandon for the first run, and we already see him do the same aggressive initiation, this time I think completely filling outside zone 2, and much better on outside zone 3. Let's see, he can improve it on 4 as well. Quite similar to the previous time. Now for outside zone 5, again an aggressive big angle transition. That's what I like to see. A little bit of a correction before the inside clip. Hits it very well though. Coming into outside zone 7, and ooh, a wall up on outer zone 8. Doesn't throw him offline though. I think I did see a dirt drop there, so that might have been 2 wheels off. Have to look at it. Yeah, it was hard to concentrate on that after that wall hit into outer zone 8, because that was pretty crazy. Still red as a tomato. Yeah, I can imagine that. and you still managed to pull it together and put down a 70-point run after that, which is a good job. Really well done. You might see yourself in tomorrow's tandems, I think. Looking at how the scores have been going so far, I think you have a good chance of making it. Let's see if Brandon improves his score here. And I can already deduct that since after Vilnius we went straight to Brandon, that Enk hasn't shown up today. And it's a 69 for the second run, so he not only improves it, but he absolutely perfects it. He wins the race, he wins the event, he sets a perfect score for him. He sets a 69 on the board. I think that's even our first one. I don't think we have anyone with a 69 on the board yet. So congratulations to Brandon for getting the best score that you could ever get. And up next, we're going to see Kamil from Poland, Kamil Maleki, already off the line. Let's see, a big flick initiation, hitting the touch and go barely, but good on outside zone 2, fills it completely, now transitions smoothly, and whoa, goes way off the line. For outside zone 3, so that is definitely 2 wheels off, definitely 0 for this run with the underglow under the car. I mean, still has to go through all of the track to just get a feel for it, warm up your tires. You can see that he definitely has all the control of his car. He just messed up in one spot, which is really unfortunate because the rest of his run looked really solid, and I really want to see him do one with no mistakes at all without going so wide. Yeah, I don't think we've seen anyone go that wide in outside zone 3 so far yet and go that far off the line. You can see that his front wheels were even touching the outside line of the track, which is way off. Definitely needs to improve this one, so let's see if he has it in him. Definitely must be nerves, since if he can do such a good job on all the other zones, then it was definitely just a momentary hiccup. Don't rush, go easy. Exactly. Or rush and go all in. And another big... Oh, whoa, what was that? That was some big issue, I think, but I guess he's initiated. Already went through outer zone number 2, coming into 3 now. A lot of angle, he might not hit 4. No, he does it, hits it perfectly. Now transitioning over to 5, completely fills it. Tire is on the edge of the track, very deep in the tire wall as well. Hits the inside clip because has to do a correction. Now outer zone 8 already, big massive angle, big massive transition for outer zone 9. Quite good on the inside clip, a bit slower than usual, but very smooth. I did like the massive angle there. And across the finish line, outside zone 11 was good as well. Did try 360, but I don't think he managed to even get 180. So I hope that is not get translated as a unsafe finish, because I've heard that one before already, guys. If you can't do a 360, don't go for a 360. If you want to do something extra after you finish your lap, just straighten out first and only then go for the 360. Or just go for a 360 if you actually can land it. I don't mind. I just like seeing some action. Not a judge. It's about 60 to 70. Yeah, probably. We'll see. Okay, but let's see what we're gonna have next. Who we're gonna have next. Already on the line, that must be Xavier Mayer from Team ATDT, Asphalt Tattooists Drift Team from Spain. Off the line, we've seen his colleagues do some precision stuff here. A straight line initiation into outer zone 2, definitely hit the touch and go as well. Coming into outer zone 3 already, not filling it completely, going into outer zone number 4. Much better job on it. Transitioning over to 5 now, being very conservative about it. Taking a bit of an inside line there, but hits the inside clip nicely. Now into outer zone 7 already. Big 90-degree transition for outer zone 8 and 9 as well. Doesn't completely fill them, but sets himself up nicely for the inside clip and the last zone. Fills it very well. Really good, solid angle. Very smooth, but yeah, missed some proximity in some of the zones. A bit of an interesting initiation as well. As we've seen, most of the drivers choose a flick initiation for this track. If I remember correctly, on Monday, when the track got released, the talks were that the handbrake initiation is the easiest one, and that a flick initiation is not that easy, but I guess if you just 5 days later, we're seeing most of the drivers just do a big, massive flick for the initiation, so I guess things change fast. People get adapted to anything. Thanks for the kind words. Definitely not your best driving. Well, it happens to the best of us. Don't worry about it. As we used to say in RTRiga, there's always next year. You'll be fine. And it was a 57 for the first run, and Xavier is already off to the second. Let's see if he can improve it, because a 57 might not be enough, and a similar initiation, missing the inside clip this time, hitting outside zone 2, but not as deep this time around as well. Now much better on outer zone 3, big angle though, and it's gonna have to take a shallower line, but hits outer zone 4 nicely, barely hits outer zone 5, and again here is on the shallower line. Still good on the inside clip. Now for the Manjis, doesn't completely fill outer zone 7, completely fills outer zone 9 with I think more than a 90-degree angle, and a similar angle after the transition for outer zone 9 and the inside clip. Very well done there. Now keeping the angle up, but a bit of a lower speed, so he cannot fill outer zone 11 fully. Unfortunate for that. Definitely some mistakes. I don't know if this is going to be an improvement, because there were some quite big mistakes in this run as well that I've seen. Definitely a more of an inside zone approach between outside zones 3 and 4. Kaitai. It's what it's, as the English speakers would say. Yeah, really insane angle here at outer zone 8. I think that was more than 90 degrees even. I wish I could see the number somewhere. Crazy work. And it's a 57, so consistency. Xavier puts up 2 identical scores on the board, and he has to sit through all of the remaining rest of the qualification and bite his nails, because he might make it, he might not make it. The cutoff at the moment is not determined yet, and we are approaching our last groups already. This is our second to last group, Group E. Next is Group F, which is the last group. And we still don't know the drop zone, so it actually might not be that high. A lot of drivers missing out today. And next we have Declan Donnelly from Ireland, who is going with a big, nice flick initiation with some massive angle into the touch and go and outside zone 2, right on the edge of the track, playing with the limits of it. Same for outer zone 3, very well filled, and for outer zone 4 as well, does a great job now transitioning over for outer zone 5. Stays in it, a really good transition there. Clears the inside clip, now coming up to the Manji section of the track. It's outer zone 8 nicely, and outer zone 9 as well, with some big angles. Now losing some angle, and a bit of an interesting approach for the inside clip. Looks like he almost went into a straight line, but still was drifting. But does hit the last outer zone nicely. Doesn't fill it completely though. Yeah, interesting approach there. Rest of the track, beginning especially, looked really powerful. These first 3 zones, he just completely filled them and was right on the edge of them. The troubles start here from outer zone 4 to 5. He doesn't completely fill them. He fills them mostly, but not completely. And here in outer zone 7 does a great job. Outer zone 8 as well. Outer zone 9 as well. Could have been a bit closer, yeah, but this was a bit weird for the last inside clip, so he was a bit off the line. But he managed to get back on the line for the outside zone, so good adaptability from Declan there. Let's see what the judges are gonna award him for this run. We've seen Declan in our previous races as well, so it's not like it's his first time around the block. He knows these cars already, and it's 64 for the first run. Let's see if he can improve it on the second, already off the line. Another flick initiation, very aggressive for the touch and go, definitely hits it, keeps it together for outer zone number 2, right on the edge again. Hitting outside zone 3 with some massive angle now, that's lovely. Coming over into outer zone 4, feels it way better this time, I think. A little bit of a wavering between there anyways, but already far away from it. Coming up to the touch for the inside clip before the Mangies. Now outer zone 8. Whoa, massive angle, almost hitting the wall, and massive angle transitioning for outer zone 9 as well. Better on this inside clip now, but still a bit of a weird line just before outer zone 11. A bit of a shallower line, if I may say. But better fill on the last outside zone. So interesting approach to the track, interesting approach to some of the lines, but overall good fill on the zones, and I think not as many mistakes as we've seen in the previous run. So fingers crossed for Declan that he has improved his score for in the second run. Yeah, very well done here on the tire wall, takes the outside approach. This was some massive angle as well, definitely 90 degrees, and this was very brave. Way better here, completely hits the inside clip on the inside line, it looked like. Don't worry, Camille, there's always next year. And it's a 67, it's a 3-point improvement. Definitely better than his previous run. Well done, Declan. Fingers crossed that you make it into the tandems, because at the moment you are still in. And next we're gonna have our last driver of the group, which is gonna be none other than Matti Slācis, who has already proven himself a lot in this competition, and we definitely know that he can put up a hell of a score. I can't wait to see that one. I did meet him in practice servers as well this morning, and he was on fire. Put down some really great ones. I was struggling to keep up with him in the chase. He's already on the line. The lights are turning green. He's ready to go. Let's see, a nice controlled flick initiation, completely filling the touch and go, coming up to outer zone 2. Oh, one wheel off at outer zone 2, now already into outer zone 3. Good fill on it. Staying on the outside between the zones, and one wheel off at outer zone 4 as well, now transitioning over to 5, completely filling it, taking the outside line at the tire wall as well, hitting the inside clip, now coming over to the Mangies. Outer zone 7 completed, outside zone 8 check, 90 degrees, transitioning over outside zone 9. No dramas, just big angles and full commitment coming into outside zone 11. With his rear tires on the very edge of the track, just flirting with it. Good run from Mattis there. Maybe not exactly a 90-point run because of the tire drops at outer zones 2 and 4, but quite high up there, of course, definitely. So all the chances to get a 90+ score in the next one. He's definitely gotten the feeling back into his hands. Now just has to fully commit and be aware of his weak points in the track and just make improvements there. He definitely knows how to do it. As a real-life drift driver and a real-life drift race winner, he definitely can adapt to anything. This layout is awesome. You guys always make the best tracks. Well, thanks to our track makers. They did a great job on this one. I do agree that this is a really fun layout, and Matis is already off the line for his second run. Not as deep for the touch and go and outside zone 2, but still filling all the zones completely. Really nice job now in outside zone 4. Very well done. Now coming into outside zone 5, completely filled that one as well. Outside approach for the tire wall, hits the inside clip nicely. Coming into the Manjis, outside zone 7, not completely filled, but very aggressive transition into outer zone 8, and missing a little bit of that outer zone 9. Clips through the inside clip, uncharacteristically for him, and does complete outside zone 11 as well. So it was an 82 for Matis on his first run, definitely putting him up there in the top 10 for sure. Let's see if this somehow improved that score, although I doubt it. But yeah, we did see 2 tire drops in the first run, and if you can get an 82 with 2 tire drops, you can definitely improve this with what this was. Not all of the zones completely filled. Really nice aggression here at the end of the Manji section, and unfortunately hits, clips through the inside clip here at the end, but still being aggressive for the last zone, going for those last points. We got a live scoreboard? Yeah, we do. Let me paste that link in chat whenever my keyboard wakes up. Done. There it is. Well, the last driver of this group just made his run, so let's exit already. Fingers crossed for my lil bro. It's his time to shine. At the moment, there is no cutoff, because at the moment we only have 30 drivers who have put down a score on the board. Yeah, so yeah, you could, but then you would have to score lower than 39. Easy, yeah. Okay, joining you in the server now. So yeah, at the moment our scores. Give me a second just to set my brother up with his setup. There it is. And I don't see our scores anymore, but I still see that Juan is first with an absolutely mind-blowing 89, followed by Andres with an 87 and Ritums with an 84, then Arkadius and Bartosz and Luis all with an 83 points, Armands in 7th with 82 points, same as Matis Slatis with an 82 points, and then we have Ed Edwards with a 79 and Marcus Smilns with a 79 as well. Voice of DKRTR right there. OG voice of DKRTR right here. Oh, I see. I had no idea. Nice to meet you. Half Latvian I hear these days. Mouse over the chat. It's there. Yeah. Okay. Should I remove it when you start driving? Like, okay. Okay. All the drivers are in the server already. You're an honorary Latvian. Yeah, we must arrange something with our Autosports Federation to give honorary citizenships to the drivers who are international but finish in the top 3 of our races, you know. That would be funny. A Rock Cafe is your home and being, oh man, I've been in that one way too many times back in the day. These days, unfortunately, there's not much rock left in it. Hurts to know that, at least a little bit, as a metalhead. So chat, how are you doing? We're coming to the very end of our qualifying. This is the last group. Really unexpected to see that little drivers actually participating. I was expecting the participating driver number to be higher, or it might have just been that we did have a lot of zeros and a lot of double zeros, so we might have a lot of drivers who actually went but didn't put up a score on the board. Should see the videos of you doing your you off your head doing karaoke in there. Thanks, Edgars. Oh, I did hear that you are doing karaoke. Yeah, we were informed, but I did not see any video or anything, so don't worry. Your secret is no, not your secret, but you know, there's no embarrassing videos of you out there, I can imagine. Yet you're wasted. No, I didn't check. No, yeah, we did. We did. Yeah. Yeah. No, it wasn't. It must have changed with the Steam ID. Luckily, yeah, we didn't check if we actually changed your name or not. Oopsie. Too busy. How did you enjoy Riga, by the way, Brandon? And did you get to see any car action? Ball drive is now your favorite thing in the world. Yeah, I did enjoy using that quite a bit as well when I did not have my own car, my own daily. I've been using that for a long time and many times. You were there for FIA, IDC, and BDC. Okay, that's nice. Great. Unfortunately, I missed those. The only in real life race that I went to this summer was the Drift Masters in Riga, which was also pretty crazy. It looks like we have the pit call already, and our first qualifier, our first driver in the last group is going to be Mark Rourke. We've seen him put down a perfect event already, so let's see if he can steal the #1 spot from under Juan's nose in the last qualifying group. Already in the second outside zone, good fill in the first two, really aggressive going into outer zone 3, completely filling it right on the edge of the track for outside zone 4 as well, transitioning over to 5, still keeping in it. Very outside approach for the tire wall, hitting the inside clip, now coming off to Manji's, completely filling outer zone 7, now 90 degrees right up against the wall for outer zone 8. Same with 9, maybe dropping a tire there, but I'm not sure. Hitting the inside clip, now transitioning over smoothly for outside zone 11, and not keeping a big angle there, but keeping the proximity to the edge of the track instead. Really good run, nice and aggressive flick initiation. That's just what you want to see, full commitment there. Yeah, did drop one tire in the outside zone 2, I think, but that's just what happens when you just go trying all aggressive, try to just actually steal the first place spot, which you have to do an 89 or better. And yeah, I don't remember what Juan's other score was, but that was also an 80 plus score, an 84 if I remember correctly. So you have to put down 2 extremely decent runs if you get an 89 to get that first place. Yeah, Mark's out painting the lines. and it's an 80 for the first run, so not exactly a top score. Puts him in 9th position at the moment. So let's see if he can do a 90 in the second run to put himself in the top score. Mark, I'm sorry, it's not that we're expecting a lot like the perfect from you, but it is what it is. We want to see good runs. Good on the initiation and not overshooting it this time for outer zone 2, now completely filling it. Same with outer zone 3, also right on the edge of it. Now same for outer zone 4, stays way close to the edge of the track. Same with outer zone 5, really smooth and solid into the inside clip. Now big massive angle coming into outer zone 7, another 90-degree transition right on the wall for outer zone 8, and same with 9. Now coming in for the inside clip, clears it, and now goes for the last outside zone, now with a big angle this time, right on the edge of it. That was perfect, that was beautiful. Probably an improvement, I would say. I don't think this was a 90-point run, but you know, as I always say, I am not the judge. Don't judge me. Irish first and second in FD, Irish podium in DKRTR this weekend. Let's make it happen. Yeah, let's see if Irish can come and take it back. I did not see the last part of the Formula Drift race yesterday. I fell asleep somewhere in the middle of top 16, unfortunately, so I actually don't know who won. But yeah, if you said Irish first and second, I can already imagine who that was. And it's an 87 for Mark, putting him in 3rd place for the qualifying. So still putting himself quite high up on the board, improving his score in the second run. Good job for Mark. Let's see if he can bring the heat back home and take the 1st place for the Irish in tomorrow's race as well. And now it is time for my brother to show what he's made of. He's already at the starting line. Ulrichs Redmanis with a nice matching livery with mine, with just some different colors. Lights are already green, as is part of his car, and he's doing a nice big flick initiation with some massive angle for the touch and go, but completely missing outside zone 2, unfortunately. Now hitting outside zone 3 nicely, maybe a tad across the line there. Some corrections there for outside zone 4, now coming into outside zone 5, completely filling it with an outside approach for the inside clip, hitting outside zone 7 now with some big angle transition for outside zone 8, same for outside zone 9. Now keeping it smooth and steady for the inside clip, could be a little bit closer to it now for the last zone, right on the edge, nice big angle across the finish line. Yeah, was that a wheel off at the initiation? Yeah, but I do think I did see some dust, but where would I see dust from? Outside zone 2 though was very unfortunate. He completely missed it, went way past it. I'm wondering what happened there. I can't wait to get him back in the seat next to me to explain me what went wrong there, because he looked like he set himself up nicely. Might have been just an overcorrection after that interesting initiation. Could have been a little bit closer to the inside clip, but really solid job on the outside zone at the very end here. I really like the angle, I like the commitment, and that's 47 points for Ulrichs, and he puts Andre Henriquez on the chopping board. So 39 points is our first drop zone, and Ulrichs is already going for his second round. Lights are green again as he goes for a flick initiation with some big angle and perfect on the touch and go. Now coming for outside zone 2, one wheel across the line this time, but still better, I think. Insane angle for outside zone 3, now coming into outside zone 4, much better this time as well, completely filling it. Oh, and that was one wheel off at outside zone 5, unfortunately, but still continuing, coming up to the inside clip. Could have been a bit closer to it. Outside zone 7, very nicely filled. Outside zone 8, really nice angle, aggressive and close to the wall. Nice transition into outside zone 8, really close to the inside clip 10. And let's see on the last outside zone, keeps the angle and the proximity at the very edge of the track, crossing the finish line. Yeah, I think that was an improvement for sure. Not that big of a mistake this time in outside zone 2. Still, a wheel off is better than just completely missing it, I think at least. So let's see if Ulrichs can improve his score and solidify his position in tomorrow's tandems. He's already sitting in the chair and very anxious about his score. I could hear a big sigh from him. He's happy that it's over. He's really stressed and he's mimicking that his heart is beating really, really strongly. And it's a 69. Hey! Perfect score. Congratulations on the 69. So that is something that I actually really wanted to do and have never done before. I have to congratulate you on the perfect score.
Oh man.
No. Let's go for a quick post-race interview. What went wrong in the first run?
I have never been this nervous.
Oh.
In any of the other rounds, I was nowhere near as nervous. I don't know, in this one, I got to practice more, so I was way more nervous. But enough about that right now. Let's get into Nikhil Vadakar's first run right here. And it's going to be a nice entry into the first outside clip right there, into the second outside zone. Oh no, going right from driving into casting is difficult. All right, so keeping it nice and smooth in the outside zones 3 and 4, very smooth and right on the edge of the track on outside zone 4. Transitioning now into the big sweeper right here, keeping it nice and smooth, going inside towards that inside clipping point. Very nice job by Nikhil so far. Not seeing too many corrections. That looked like a bit of lag right there, so not really gonna judge that too much. But hey, great job right there on the zone. Not bad at all. Great first run by Nikhil on this one. And yeah, good job. So yeah, I mean, I was so nervous on this one.
Yeah, sorry for putting you on the spot. I probably should have taken the first one and let you just take a breather.
Look,
after.
I just got the perfect run, you know. So so this is just relaxing. Like after a run like that, you know. I mean, look.
Yeah, I completely agree. It is way more stressful to actually be behind the wheel and be on the track than sitting here talking about it.
Yeah, unironically, that first lap, it was my worst lap of the day.
Oh.
My very first lap, I think, on the setup was better than that.
Yeah, I think I agree. Because I didn't really see you do many mistakes in your practices. Your practice runs were really solid.
I was so nervous for this one for some reason. So, see, to all of our other guys participating who are getting nervous, 77. Let's get back to that right now. Second
good
run.
job from Nikhil. That is definitely a score that brings him in tomorrow's tandems. But yeah, an interesting approach to the initiation.
Welcome to the club. He did the same thing as me. He did the exact same thing as me.
Interesting. Yeah, this was no, not a single, but a straight line initiation approach. But I guess you can see that that's definitely not what you want to go for. Might even be a 0, I don't know, because that straighten was quite severe. But he did manage to get back into angle basically immediately. So it might be that he didn't spend enough time straightened out to actually zero out his run. But that is going to be a massive deduction nevertheless.
The rest of the run, though, amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
really good.
He did make that mistake, yes, but I mean, the rest of the run, the same consistency is there, you know?
Yeah,
very similar run. Now, the entry, I mean, as you saw from my run as well, you know, it is easy to mess up. Even if you've done the same exact entry all the time in practice, once it's actually time for comp, you know, once the nerves are there, the entry is very easy to mess up. But I mean, he has that 77-point run on the board, you know, so he is safe for tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know why, but it wasn't that stressful for me this time around to drive.
Yeah, for me it was the opposite.
Yeah,
every other time I wasn't stressed, and this time I was stressed.
I usually am stressed. I usually also have my heart beating really hard. So,
like, okay, I am of course a bit stressed. I mean, I think everybody is, you know, at least until you get used to it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this time it was just something else for me. But I'm very happy I managed to pull it together, to be honest. Oh, it's gonna be a 0 for the second one, yeah. Unfortunate, but hey, I mean, that first one already, you know. Very good one.
It is what it is. And as we can see, we finally have our drop zone, and at the moment it's 42 points. And we only have just a few drivers left, and this is our last group. So the drop zone is actually be way lower than we expected.
But right now, already on the line, Dāvis Rastoks, Latvian driver with that Borla livery E36, initiating into the first touch and go. Great job right there, getting into the second outside zone as well. Not quite as deep at the start of it, but still staying nice and consistent. Same thing for outside zone 3, but outside zone 4 he does cut it a bit short, doesn't make it quite out to that one, still makes up for it on the next zone already. But cutting some line, yet again, a bit of an error right there on the inside clip. So let's see if he can pull it together for the remainder of this first lap, get some points on the board, because, oh man, you really need those points if you want to qualify right now. Just make sure you finish your run. And there you go, across the line he goes. I'm pretty sure that's not a 0, but how many points is that gonna be? You know, there were quite a few errors, he missed quite a few zones. I mean, right here, so the start. On this one, see, he gets halfway into this zone, right? But then the next zone right here just almost completely missed it, you know? So lacking a bit of that consistency there.
Yeah, that was an interesting transition approach. So he transitioned with a lot of angle.
Yeah, and this here as well. He was very shallow here on the big sweeper as well. He couldn't manage to get to the outside, and that means that he cut in towards the inside clip as well. He wasn't far out enough.
And he wasn't as deep as you would like to see him in outside zone 7 as well.
Yeah,
He wasn't on the correct line for it. So definitely some deductions here. Hey, tell me that you're a Matt Field fan without telling me you're a Matt Field fan with that big Borla sticker on the doors.
Hey,
looking good though. It's a really nice looking logo, I have to admit.
Yeah, it's a nice livery. I like it. So let's see, can Davis get 42 points or higher, or is Artyom still gonna stay on the drop? And well, there we go. Davis Rostock's 51 points. That's gonna be Artyom's knocked out of the top 32, but still a second round in the books. So Davis could improve his score right here, and off the line he goes. So very deep now into the outside zone 2, not bad at all, and a lot of angle, but unfortunately just washes out just a bit too much, carrying a bit too much speed into the outside zone 3, into the outside zone 4, so that might be a 0 right there. But still, I do like to see the commitment. That is nice, you know. In the second run, he knows he already has points on the board, so he's trying to go for that improvement, because up next on the drop zone, 50 points, just 1 point lower than Davis Rostock's right here, so he is also right there on the chopping block, so not secure at all in his position in top 32 right now.
Yeah, definitely. We did get a lot of 50 scores in this race as well, so you really want your other run to be solid and close to it, because it definitely matters when it comes to a decider run. If two drivers have the same score, then it all comes down to what was your score in the second run. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. Some mistakes made in this run as well. He did try to go aggressive for it. I really like the aggressive 90-degree angle in outer zone 8. He looked like he was gonna almost completely come to a stop, but nope. He pulled through it, and that was good.
Held it together.
And it is a 0, unfortunately, because those two wheels off at outer zone 3.
So right now at the drop zone we got Janis Clocks up next with 50, and then I am pretty sure we already know who is up next with 51 points on the drop zone as well.
Yeah,
very close. Very close in terms of points.
Puts himself right in the stress zone. In the danger zone.
Or wait, I'm pretty sure there were a few 50s.
There were a few 50s.
2 that I saw, at least 2. You know, maybe somebody else got it while I was gone. Not too sure about that. Speaking of people who got scores while I was gone, good job, Mark. Not bad, that 87. And I see in chat you didn't do a backy. You know, there's always tomorrow, but remember, it's the last event. Anyways.
Since it was an 80-point run for the first one, had to go for an 87 for the second. But now Kirill Koptelets from Ukraine in the pink and white E36. A big angle initiation, but missing the touch and go. Filling outer zone 2 nicely though, coming over to outside zone 3 with some big and nice angle, staying on the outside of the track for outside zone 4. Beautiful fill for that. Now transitioning over to 5. I really like that one as well. Good, aggressive angle transition, locking the angle in. For the inside clip, now deep in outside zone 7. Let's see those 90 degrees in outside zone 8 and 9 as well, right on the edge of it. Good on the inside clip with some massive angle as well. Now transitioning over for the last outside zone, and he's right on the edge of it. Beautiful, good job.
What a nice run. That was very wide.
Yeah.
Very wide. It didn't look, how should I put this? it looked aggressive, but not aggressive at the same time.
Yeah.
Aggressive in terms of angle, but not aggressive in terms of snappiness. You know, it's a very controlled aggression, I would say. Very controlled.
I really liked the transitions that he locked in the angle and stayed in that angle. Made
That's
no
exactly what I
corrections
mean.
after it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what I mean. I mean, he knows where he wants that car to be. He knows what angle he wants the car to be at. It's just beautiful to look at. What else can I say?
Yeah, definitely points on the board, and let's see what he does in the second run.
He's in the top 32.
Definitely he is. Yeah, of course. I don't think that's even a question anymore.
81.
81,
Yep, solid. 10th spot right now.
And let's see if he can improve it even more with his second run. Now going for a flick initiation. Better time this time, hitting the touch and go, filling outside zone 2 nicely, coming up to outside zone 3 with massive angle once again, aggressively on the line, staying right on the edge of the track for outside zone 4, coming into 5. This basically the same line as the previous run, really close to the tire wall. Now hitting the inside clip, could be closer to it. Now outside zone 7, really deep in it. Big, massive 90-degree angle for outside zone 8 and a big transition for outside zone 9. Good on the touch on the inside clip, and now for the last zone. Nice, across the finish line.
So, what I said before about controlled aggression. Look at that initiation. Control is gone. That is just aggression.
Oh, yeah.
That is what I like to see. He gets a good first run. You know what? Let's turn up the aggression. A bit less control, a bit more aggression. Try to get some extra points out of that second run.
Exactly.
Good job by Kirill. Yeah, still very controlled, you know, keeping it on into all of the zones, keeping the car where he has to, getting it into all the zones where it has to go. But you could see just that a little bit more aggression, you know, not being as calculated, trying to go for a bit more style, a bit more angle, you know, just see if he can improve a bit more on that one. So not bad at all. Great back-to-back runs by Kirill.
Controlled aggression is the name of the game. Definitely the initiation was the point of improvement that was needed for the second run, and he done and did it. And the rest of the track, he just basically did the same thing, but better.
1 point lower.
1 point lower.
So there we go. Judges can see things we can't see. Of course, from our point of view, you know, it looked more aggressive and all that. But hey, you know, what matters, of course, to the judges is the line, the angle, and the style. And, well, we can't really see it anywhere near as they can with all the tools available to them.
Yeah, so Kirill puts Davis Rastok on the chopping block. So now our... it was 250s, as you said, and now the drop zone is 51. And let's see, our next driver, second to last driver of this group is Davis Pavlovs, already off the line from Latvia. Let's see him do the track with a nice, big, aggressive initiation. Hits the touch and go. Now, oh wow, quite deep out the track for outside zone number 2, and barely hits outside zone 3 at the end, struggling with the car, unfortunately. A good fill on outside zone 4. Let's hope he can continue it up, and massive angle transition after outside zone 5, taking the inside approach for the big sweeper. Hits the inside clip nicely, and now outside zone 7, 8, and 9, all with big angle. Now coming up to the inside clip, hits that very well. Now the last transition for the last outside zone, keeps it in, one wheel quite deeply off. I don't know, it might have even been 2, but on the very edge.
Deep. He touched the wall there. So I think if you touch the wall, you have to be 2 off. And in this spot as well, I thought it was going into the wall. It might be 2 off there as well. It's very close. It's very close.
I do agree.
And I mean, that is what we talked about before. You know, on this track, the edges of the track itself are not the edges of... Wait, how should I word this?
the outside lines of the track are not on the wall.
Yes, exactly. There is a gap in between there. So if you're touching the wall, this time you might be doing something a bit wrong.
Yeah, unfortunate, but let's see what the judges think about that score. And
still, of course, 49, there we go, yeah, it is a scored run, but what we saw from that first run is that he can definitely improve on that, so let's hope he gets to do just that on this second one. A lot of aggression, but a big correction right afterwards. He does manage to stay in the outside zone 2 a bit better than on the first run, but still another aggressive transition, and this time it is yet again at least one wheel off, now this time between outside zones 3 and 4. So for the rest of this run, going very wide, is he gonna hit that wall? Has to do a correction. Yeah, very close to hitting that tire wall right there as well. So quite a few corrections coming in from Davis in this second run, but still keeping it similar to that first run. Overall, I would say, you know, I would probably rate it somewhere similar in terms of the points. I would say a few more mistakes on this second run. I would say, yeah, this second run could be like a 40, for example, you know, something like that. Like it was close, but there were a few more corrections. He was definitely trying to improve his score, right? But that is often a thing for drivers like, for less experienced drivers like myself as well, you know. You try to get some more points and you just overdrive the car. You know?
That might be the case, but I think outside zone 3, that looked so far out of the limits of the track that might be 2 wheels off, and it is a 0.
It is.
As we already see. Yeah, unfortunate for Davis, so he doesn't put himself in tomorrow's competition, but doesn't have to sit here and stress about it.
True.
We do have only one driver left, if I understand correctly, in this group.
Yeah, there's still gonna be the late group. Oh, now Žmuida, I haven't seen him in the chat today.
Yeah, maybe he's just been practicing and practicing.
Is this the time for him to shine?
Yeah, let's see what he does in his first run. Nauris from Team AMS from Latvia, already going for it, and flick initiation, and a bit conservative, but solid, smooth, going through the touch and go and outside zone 2. Now coming into outside zone 3 with a big angle, not completely filling the zone, a little bit on the inside of the track, but very good on outside zone 4. Now 5, that's decent as well, coming close to the tire wall, but keeping a lot of angle going through the inside clip. Doesn't exactly hit outside zone 7 as deep as we would like to see. Outside zones 8 and 9 though feels completely good on the inside clip 10 as well. And now the last transition for the last zone, and he's right on the edge of the track, and that was really nice to see.
Very good run overall. He did make it into all of the zones. A few spots, I would say his transition timing was a bit off towards the end where the manjis are. The last manji into the inside clip, a bit off in terms of the timing there, but other than that, I mean, a great run for Nauris right here. Does definitely look like a run that should get him into top 32 so far, at least. Of course, there's still the late group, don't know how many drivers there are in that one, but of course we'll get to see that very soon as well. So right now, let's see. So right here, see, with that transition right there, he does stop the transition in the middle for just a split second, and that just throws the line off just a tiny bit. Of course, that's just a small nitpick from my side. You know, overall, a great
really hard
run,
to notice. That's something that's really hard to notice, and it's
67 points. Yep, very solid start. There we go, not bad. Now let's go for let's go for the second run right now, and it's gonna be another spicy initiation right there, a bit of a flick, and into outside zone 2, fills out the zone completely. Now for outside zone 3, right on the edge of the track, and not bad at all. Still the same in outside zone 4, well, just a bit more shallow in outside zone 4, and an aggressive transition into outside zone 5, into that big sweeper. Now for the touch and go, yet again, great job by Nauris. Oh, a bit shallow on the outside zone. Now it's time for the manjis, a lot of angle. Some corrections there maybe? No. Didn't really even seem like too many corrections to save from that angle as well, so great job on the manjis. And now let's finish off that second run with a nice wall ride, and there we go. Good job, Nauri.
Yeah, nice
great runs, great runs. So yeah, there we go. Looks like he was practicing today. I mean, some solid runs, good consistency.
2 scored runs on the board, no double zeros, some big angle as well. Nice here on the outside zone 3.
Yes,
definitely see improvement of skill.
Also be. After this we're gonna have the late group. I checked Discord a bit ago when I was gone for a bit, and a few people having technical difficulties, you know, a few people showing up late, so there's gonna be a few people in the late group, but you can see the technical difficulties people have been having as well. It's so unfortunate. The handbrake, remember the run that was like 150 horsepower? Turned out
Yeah.
the handbrake was activated halfway the whole time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look through the text channel there. It's some unfortunate things. We might not have real cars, but we still have tech issues. And
Yeah.
look at that. We said consistent. Nauris is consistent indeed. 67 points back to back. Great job. There we go. That's gonna place him currently at number 18. So that is currently our top 32 right here. The number one qualifier, Juan Jorge, is with the 89, 32nd qualifier right now, Camil with the 51. So yeah, ranging all the way from 89 to 51 points. And well, if we're looking at that late group, 2 people at 51, then we have 52, 53, 54. So very close in terms of the points there as well. That might be close. That might be close for some of the upcoming drivers, depending, of course, on what type of runs they get in.
Yeah, but do you also see something else on the table?
Well, yes.
We are both qualifying, so we're gonna have to see how the bracket looks like for tomorrow, and if we can do this thing at the same place tomorrow, because we might need.
You see
do
what
it.
I'm noticing though?
Yeah.
17 and 20.
Yeah.
That means we are middle of the pack, and middle of the pack usually goes against the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
So either we're going to be going up against each other, or we're going to be going the complete opposite ends.
Yeah. Well, I just can't wait to see. But congratulations for making it in. Congratulations to all the other drivers who have also made it in. Juan did really put down a really good run of 89 points. Same with Andres and Mark with the 87s, Ritums with the 84. All the 90 plus run, the 80 plus runs even were really nice experience to watch.
I have to catch up on a few of those runs that happened while I was driving myself, because I definitely want to see Mark's run, for example, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think if we have the replays here, but we have the YouTube stream, so
I'll
we're
just
gonna
watch it back when I'm home, yeah.
yeah, we're gonna rewind it back. Okay, so that is going to be all for us today. Tomorrow.
Late group.
Oh yeah, late group. Oh my God,
Exactly.
I am.
Don't forget. Don't forget.
I am already starting to say my goodbyes.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
so sorry about it.
Let's
Okay.
see, do we have the late group announced? Yes, we do. So that's going to be 6 drivers in the late group. I'm not sure if all of them are going to be showing up. I remember one of the drivers was having some issues and he said that he's not going to be driving. I cannot recall the name off the top of my head. So yeah, I have to say that right now, but yeah, in just a bit we're going to be going into the last group as well. So let me get a bit more comfortable here in this chair for the last few battles. Battles? Qualifiers. Battles are going to be tomorrow. And of course, speaking of tomorrow, I hope to see you all here as well tomorrow when we're going to be having our tandems. That's going to be starting at 7 Riga time, if I remember correctly. Let me double check that. Make sure that that is indeed the correct info. And yeah, it's gonna be 7 p.m. Latvia time, so 7 p.m. Rigs. So yeah, hope to see you all here tomorrow as well. Of course, not over yet, still have some more runs to go. And for the drivers that are in the late group, let me check that out. So it looks like first up it's gonna be Ian Johnson. So yeah, definitely a driver that I do believe we're gonna be seeing in the top 32 as well. Oh yeah, oh, I think we're going to be seeing some changes in the top 32 right now that I am looking at this late group. So let me tell you who's going to be in this one. So it's Ian Johnson, Luis Zanata, Michael Pizera, Daniel Kwasha, Enk Amgalan, I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name, and Noah Hoff, but oh, already Ian Johnson is on the track, and there we go. Great job on the first outside zones already. Now into outside zone 3, right on the edge of the track, solid, smooth, and right where he has to be. Yeah, I think this guy's going into top 32. I mean, look at that transition right there as well, right on the cones, and ooh, a bit of a lag. There we go, we're back, all right, let's see. So now going into the Manjis, and yeah, great job by Ian. I mean, just look at that run. Not bad at all. Might be getting a score up into the 80s. Ooh, I think I saw a tire off there at the end. Okay, 70s, 80s if I had to guess on this one. I mean, very, very solid. So of course, Ian and Mark, both Irish teammates that we have here. Mark currently our
4th in standings, and Ian, let me find you real quick, Ian. Ian is 7th, so both in the top 10 right here. And I mean, looking at that run from Ian, you can definitely see why he's in the top 10, you know, why he's currently in the 7th spot in the standings right now. And yep, that just proves it right there. The 82 puts him now in the 9th spot. Now, of course, for the second run, trying to improve that, get himself higher up in that top 10. A great aggressive initiation, hits the touch and go, and maybe a bit shallow on the end of that outside zone 2. Well, not quite shallow, but maybe exiting it a bit too early. Anyways, right now already on to outside zone 5. Yet again, right on the cones on that transition, staying nice and wide throughout that big sweeper, and gets the touch and go as well. I mean, great textbook runs by Ian Johnson. Not bad at all. Ooh, maybe a bit of a mistiming there, but I mean, I'm already nitpicking so much when trying to find a mistake there. I mean, great run. Good job, Ian. And ooh, a nice 360 to send it off. Unfortunately, couldn't see the whole thing, but hey, I respect it. So yeah, not bad at all. Great runs from Ian. Yeah, look at that, right on the edge of the track. Oh, that is beautiful. Not seeing corrections, not seeing anything much really. Very solid. And there we go. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that looked more than 90 degrees to me on that transition right there. Yep. I mean, great job, yeah. I think this might be more points. And, oh, where is he? 82 points. Well, okay, I guess it wasn't more points. Because I'm seeing Daniel Kwasha already from Israel, ready for his start. And there we go, 3, 2, 1, and off we go in that yellow and purple E46 off the line with a flick initiation. Gets into the touch and go. Good job filling out that outside zone 2 as well right now. Maybe just a tad bit wide on that one, but still keeping it in the track right now for outside zones 3 and 4 as well. Very smooth now from Daniel Kwasha. And oh man, yeah, looks like the bottom of that top 32 is really going to be shaken up from this late group right here, making his way through the track. Very nice and smooth is Daniel Kwasha. Oh, towards the edge of the track right there, and maybe one tire off on that one as well. So getting very close to the edge, maybe getting a few small deductions here and there, but still overall another great run. I mean, look at that, the late group right here coming in and just delivering great runs back to back already from our first 2 drivers. Nice aggressive initiation and holds out very smooth into the zones. Very minimal corrections. Great job by Daniel on this one. And there we go. And Daniel Kwasha, yeah, currently 20th in the points standings right now. So with this last round, a lot of changes for all of our drivers who are between the 10th and the 30th position. So many changes in standings that you could get from just one good event right here. And well, on the first run, it's going to be a 68 for Daniel Kwasha, and now off to the second run he goes, and off the line. All right, let's see if he can improve and get into those 70s. So another, a bit more of a conservative entry and a big correction right off the bat already. One tire off on the outside zone 2 as well. Now transitioning into outside zone 3, yet again poking that outside edge of the track, but not quite overstepping it on this one. Now for outside zone 5, good job on that one, and very wide yet again through the sweeper inside clip. Maybe just a bit short on that one, maybe should have been a bit further back, but still not bad. Cleaning up the second part of this run, and then unfortunately going possibly 2 tires off. That was definitely a tire drop right there. So yeah, possibly just overdriving the car just a little bit on that second run, trying to improve. But hey, still, Daniel Kwasha, first run, 68 points.
Yeah, almost perfect.
Yeah, it's close. But this run, he was trying to improve, but yeah, unfortunately, not quite the run that he wanted to end up having.
He was cooking and he overcooked it.
Oh yeah. Still, great job though.
Gonna be seeing him in the top 32 tomorrow.
Definitely.
Since we only have a few drivers. But yeah, see, so far of the late group, we've had 2 drivers. And both of them are now in the top 32.
I can imagine Ian Johnson especially.
Oh yeah, he set up a solid, 81 points on the first run?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the one that you missed.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, right off the bat. And yeah, it's gonna be a second run's gonna be a 0 for Daniel Kvasha. So qualifying with a 68 points, not bad at all, not bad at all.
Yeah, bringing up the drop zone now to 52 points. Mr. Gundars Gute is now on the chopping block. Now,
And-
there's 2 drivers left in...
But are they gonna be showing up? That is the question.
yeah, let's see. I don't see any movement at the moment.
Yep.
We might have an actual no-show in the late group as well.
So yeah, unless somebody pulls up to the line sometime soon, we might be done right here.
Any contestants? Speak now or hold your silence forever. Word silence.
There we go.
Jump scare.
We saw a jump scare. They're just making sure I don't fall asleep, you know? At this point, I have been up for almost 24 hours, you know? So I appreciate that. Oh, and there we go. Up next, we have Mr. Stabinch qualifying right here. 3, 2, 1, and let's go with the most unique car on the track. 800 horsepower. Look at that initiation. Doesn't quite hit the touch and go, but he moves on to the outside zone 2. Doesn't quite get outside to that one as well, but still he keeps on going. Mr. Stabinch does not stop. Look at that flow. No wavering. I don't see any corrections. He might not be hitting all the zones, but 0 corrections whatsoever in this run so far, and perfectly touching the inside clip, getting out to outside zone 7, and there we go. Look at that for the second part of the run, really starting to pull it together. Outside zone 9 on the very edge of the track. Unfortunately, a bit too far on the inside clip 10, but Mr. Stabinch right there pulling up.
Yeah, I think that is definitely a 100-point run that we just seen here.
Amazing.
Unexpected steal for the first place from Mr. Stabinch. I really like to see the younger drivers, the more unexperienced ones, get up there. And yeah, I don't think we've seen this guy before. I have no idea where he came from.
I have to say, not just the younger, also the smaller drivers. How small is he to fit inside of that car?
Oh, he must be pretty tiny, I can imagine. Yeah, but it does look like he probably needs to work a little bit on that suspension. As you see, the platform is a little bit wobbly going through the track there. Yeah,
a lot of body roll.
Yeah, a lot of body roll you can see. But maybe that's just how he likes it, because it seems that it all is working out for him in the end.
And now it's time for the second one. All right, Ed, take over for this one.
Well, I'm really curious to see what the qualifying score is going to be.
Right, of course. Right, yeah, the judges still have to make their decision.
Yeah, we're just waiting.
And there we go.
And there it is.
100%.
As we said, it is 100 points for Mr. Stabinch. Congratulations with the first place. Sorry, Juan, you just Mr. Stabinch is just better.
I think we're gonna have to call it for tomorrow already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, look, Westman, you tried, but yeah. Second run, and he's giving himself the green light again. And okay, we're cutting.
Okay, yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
that was unexpected.
It looks like we do not have the last 2 drivers of our late group coming in. So fortunately for Gundars Gute, he's not going to be eliminated from the 32nd position. And this is our grid for tomorrow. Not the grid, but the drivers at least. So topping off our qualification is Juan, still with 89 points, unbeatable. Then Andris Klenbergs and Marco Rourke both in second and third with 87 points. Then we've got a wide range of points in the 80s coming from 4th to 11th place. A lot of 70s coming from the 12th to 16th. Then 2 69s. Imagine we get 2 69s on the board.
And I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
I feel proud.
Then a 68, 67s, some 66s, 61s, and 50 somethings, and bottoming it all out is Gundars Gute with a 52. So the scores are really all over the board. It's going to be a really interesting qualification tomorrow. I cannot wait to see that. That's going to be fun. And here we see our grid already for tomorrow. So
And I can tell you already, me and my brother are not going up against each other unless we get to the semifinals.
yeah, which is pretty unlikely, but still, are we giving it like a chance? Are we casting from each of our own homes? Because it might happen, you
This
know.
setup is better than my setup. I would rather drive this setup.
But it is quite like it is possible. It can happen. It's
Hey,
not
then-
impossible, but it's possible.
Look, if that happens, I'm driving home as fast as I can.
Well, you would have to beat Andris Kleinbergs in top
Oh,
16.
yeah, never mind. You know what? I'm out. And you know what? Let's look at who you would have to beat as well there. On your side, who do you have? Oh, yeah, you have Mark as well on your side. Oh, yeah, I have Matti Slots as well. Yeah, you know what? I don't think both of us are getting there.
Yeah, okay. I do agree with that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? But hey, top 32 is right there. And yeah, of course, we're gonna see all of you tomorrow, 7 Riga time. Of course, check out what time it is for you locally. You can also see it in Discord as well. If you go over to the events tab, that is automatically gonna show it in your time zone. So if you don't wanna miss the event tomorrow, make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you look at the events as well. Make sure you mark it so that it reminds you about the event as well. And of course, follow all the other social medias. Make sure to check us out wherever you can. Of course, don't forget to support our boy Ivarinch as well. Shout outs to Ivarinch.
Yeah, one more time, shout out to him. Get well soon. We're all waiting for you to get back on track and back in the shop, working on the cars and especially the RT Riga car. Development for which has at the moment stopped because of this hospital appointment, as we would say, of his injuries. But yeah, thanks for everybody who joined in the chat, to all the drivers who participated. We're gonna see you, as my brother already said, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Riga time. Check the event in Discord for the time to be converted to your actual time zone. And let's see you there. Thank you and bye.
Bye.